Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Friday, October 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, we preview the football weekend and we give you our Pontoon parlay. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's another Football Friday kicking off here on 1045 ESPN, and this is OTB. We're going to take you for the first 3 hours today before we hand you off to the legends. Right after us going down to Rufino's, T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Taylor all hanging out with you. What up, boys? How's everyone feeling today?
Feeling great yet again. Fall weather, Football Friday, great slate of games.
Yeah.
Can't really complain.
Hell yeah. Life is good. What's up, Mario?
Vibes are immaculate. Got 2 games to call this weekend. Going to Houston tomorrow. College football slate is really good. Good vibes over here.
Ooh, speaking of Houston, we'll talk about the Dana Bowl from last night. Taylor, what's up, you Lego-looking MFer?
Hey, T-Bob, I'm doing good. Thank you
really
for
do
the.
look like a Lego man.
He looks like the character off the Lego movie that Chris Pratt plays. 100%. He's just got perfect facial structure.
Get him back,
Thank
Taylor.
you.
hair, too.
I no.
That's not even a rip. I'm
Perfect
saying.
facial structure is a compliment.
Look at the cheekbones and the chin bones. I
Said that
can
man looks
see
like
it.
a Lego character.
Well, it's also just because his hair is always perfectly coiffed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Taylor's hair is the most consistent thing about this show. What's up, though?
Dude, I'm doing good. Thanks for the hype. I like it.
Hell yeah.
I just realized yesterday, totally slipped my mind. Cowboys and Chargers play this week, so it should be fun with me and Jake.
Oh, let's go, boys. Okay.
So, I mean, that'll be
Eric.
fun. I think
What they
is it
do.
Monday night or is it Sunday night?
It is prime time. I thought it was Sunday night.
Okay, well then Monday will be fun.
We'll double check.
We have-
I hope it is Sunday night now.
I got an email yesterday talking about how my mic sounds awful because I never talk in the mic because I'm always standing up. And then I went back and I listened, and the person was
Monday
actually
night.
right. And so now I don't know what to do. So I don't really feel like, so now you sound great. You sound
Okay.
great, but I'm always up here, and it sounds like I'm up here, and then I get down here, and you can
Oh,
clearly.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And we've been doing this for like a year.
We've been standing for longer than that.
Yeah, and finally somebody let me know. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out some way of like unscrewing this
well,
thing
you're
and
taller.
raising it up.
You're
or
taller
something.
than I,
so
but
now I'm like trying to like
Cowboys,
do, like, I don't know what
Chargers,
to
and
do.
it's
Monday
Monday. yeah.
Experiment with the other hole. You have a lot of emotion.
Whoa,
Put it in
Which
there.
hole?
What?
The mic number 1,
Experiment
mic
with
number
the
2.
other hole.
I knew you were going
Well,
to say
no,
that.
I don't think. Well, I
What?
mean, it's impossible not to. I mean, literally, that's an anal joke you just made at 7 a.m.
There's another port for
You
the
did this at 7:04.
There
you
is
did this.
there is another port, but it's not this angle. It's this hinge right here
yeah.
won't go up. It
I
just
see,
won't go
I'm-
any taller.
I'm the perfect height.
Yeah,
Low man wins. We all know that.
Low man always wins.
Always win.
The second golden rule of athletics and football.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys, let's dive in because it is officially Jaden Daniels' revenge season. First off, last night, BK talking in the press conference, JD5's tough as hell, man.
Yep.
And in the captain's meeting, apparently, that they have at the beginning of every single week before practice, for anything, Jaden Daniels went out of his way, after the big rib shot against Mizzou, not feeling good or whatever. He went out of his way to tell Coach Kelly, look, I want all the normal reps. I want to take I want to do everything that I've done every single week up to this point. And that's without being 100% healthy, right? That's not because he was feeling great. That's because he felt like he needed to show his team what it means that you're not going to feel 100%. Your body's not going to be fully right at this point in the season, but it can't stop you from putting in the work. And there is something to be said from a leadership perspective, Jake, when you see your knight in shining armor, your leader, your general, your alpha out there doing the dirty work, not swiping the 6-year senior card like he could be, not taking time off to get his body right. And by the way, and to be clear, Coach Kelly did say by yesterday, finally, he looked 100% again. But doing the hard, tough preparation on Tuesday and on Wednesday to get ready to dominate on Saturday, a morale boost for the troops.
Oh, it's without question. And even within the game, we talked about it a couple of different times. Like, he takes what I thought was a late hit, whatever, hurts his ribs in the end zone. And multiple times in that game, he had blood coming from different places.
Yep.
And just continues to go out there. I think, what, he missed 2 plays? Maybe total?
I think it ended up being 3. He missed whatever happened the rest of that red zone possession.
So you missed a couple of plays there.
I think there were like 7 false starts that started the possession just cratered.
That's very fair. But yeah, at that position, very easily, in the level that you're playing right now, certainly on a Monday, you get a vet day.
Yep.
You get a little swipe the card vet day. And if you don't take that because you're like, hey, I know that I got to be out here. It's going to be good if I'm out here. I need the reps, even though he doesn't. And I need my teammates to see me out here. All of that is great. I mean, he has been incredibly consistent on and off the field. Not just this year. I mean, you can go back to last year, but certainly this year. He is everything you want from that position. I don't say this very often about that position.
Yeah.
But he is one of the toughest son of a guns I have ever seen out there.
Well, and, if he's going to do it, who am I to not go out there and practice and not do this thing, right?
Yep.
So good on it. But the reason why I'm calling it revenge season is because let's actually revisit last year's Auburn game. I don't know if other shows have done it. We haven't done it on this show. Last year's Auburn game was easily Jaden Daniels' worst of the entire season. But that's without looking at whatever, Arkansas, but both were awful. It is the game, Jake, if you remember, that caused many to essentially bail on him.
Yeah.
Like some never came back, right? But for a lot of you, even for me, this pushed me to the edge where by the time you got to Tennessee, I think it was the following week, I was like, look, man, if he doesn't show up against Tennessee, I'm ready to make some moves, try some different things, right? So it is the game that caused so many to immediately write him off for the rest of his career. Look at this box score, and please explain it to me. Jaden Daniels finishes 8 of 20 for 80 yards. No touchdowns, no picks. Nussmeier goes 2 of 6 for 5 yards. Robbie Ashford goes 19 of 38 for 337, 2 touchdowns and a pick. So Jaden Daniels throws for 80, no touch. Robbie Ashford goes for 337 and 2 touchdowns. And then Coy Moore got a pass.
Oh, Coy Moore.
Yeah, because this box score is hilarious.
That is a name I've not thought about in a while.
LSU's leading receiver, John Emery Jr. with 1 catch for 39 yards. Malik Neighbors had 2 for 26. Brian Thomas didn't even record a statistic. So Jaden Daniels throws for 80. 4 yards per attempt, 40% completion. Fast forward a year later. Jaden Daniels is averaging 73% completion, 10.9 yards per attempt, 328 yards a game through the air, and over 3 touchdowns a game through the air, 19 on the season. He's also averaging 5.6 yards per carry and an additional 70 yards on the ground and about 1 touchdown a game on the ground. Our guy a year later is averaging and accounting for 400 total yards a game and essentially 4 touchdowns. What in the actual hell? You want to talk about growth? There you go. Right there. And so the point of all of this is this new LSU offense where finally the receivers are who we thought they would be. And Jaden Daniels is a true Heisman candidate. It is time at home at night for this offense to gain revenge on this Auburn defense for embarrassing them last season.
Yeah, it was. And that game, John Emery had a really nice game.
Yeah.
In that one. It was kind of his game on offense. It was Greg Brooks on defense.
Absolutely.
And he was the closer. in that
Got
game.
to honor Greg Brooks with your performance like every weekend. But again, like Jake said, he won you the game last year.
He had multiple moments. And so, yeah, that stat line's hard to believe. And Jaden was good last year. I mean, there were certainly times. I mean, that 3-week stretch, the Ole Miss, Florida, Alabama, he was playing as well as anybody. But he did have a couple of speed bumps. The Tennessee game, the Auburn game. The A&M game wasn't as bad as people throw out there. That was just the defense couldn't tackle what turns out to be the NFL's leading rusher.
He's pretty good.
It turns out he's pretty good running back. Jimbo, what were you doing with him? That's a whole different subject. But, yeah, this is probably one that eats at him a little bit because it was by far his worst game. They couldn't get anything going. And it wasn't a good Auburn team last year. And you almost lost on the Plains because offensively you could not do anything. You couldn't get anything going. I mean, really even John Emery, remember his plays were pretty incredible. I mean, he made some big-time, prime-time plays. So this one has to eat at you a little bit. Giving up that many yards to Robbie Ashford should also eat at you. I remember there was a coverage. Sage Ryan got confused. He let the guy run right past him for a big hit. I do remember that one from that game from a year ago. But you cannot.
75-yarder, I think, to start the game.
You cannot allow this passing offense.
Well, so that's where that kind of is in tune with the question that we asked yesterday, though, right? Which is like, what style of defense do you play? Do you trust to go man up and risk a busted coverage like that and give them a big play? Or because they are a little more faltering, do you try to consistently force them to play underneath? I feel like, judging from Brian Kelly's answers yesterday, they're going with the latter option. It seemed like he's showing much more respect to the passing game than and maybe not. Yeah, I know. Just in his answer. But, is that actually indicative of the game plan? We will see. Is he just doing what coaches do and being like, they can throw the ball? But no, he seemed to be saying
it is legal for them to throw a forward pass.
He did seem to be saying that, that they're not just treating this. Okay, this is what he said. He said some teams legitimately don't have the ability to throw the ball. He believes they do, and that they choose to be a physical running team first. And so that, you can't lose sight of that and just completely disrespect the pass. I guess it's like last year when KJ Jefferson went down and you're playing Arkansas's backup quarterback, they didn't have a choice. They could not throw the ball. That would be the difference, I think, in what BK was saying.
Yes. I mean, obviously the Arkansas situation, that doesn't really ever happen. But when you look at what Peyton Thorne is or is not, it's even when they do say, okay, let's throw the ball, it's not been great. Against conference opponents, he's completing barely half of his passes. I think he's a little bit over 51%. Yeah, 51.6. 126 yards per game in conference. He's got a quarterback rating of 79 in conference play. So if they could do more.
79 and Jane Daniels at 196.
Exactly. If they could do more, wouldn't they do it? I can't find.
Maybe, look, I don't want to read too much into press conference answers because it could be a bit of obfuscation, right? Maybe he's not actually obfuscation, just kind of muddying the waters a little bit. Not really, saying just kind of presenting one thing that may not be necessarily true, just kind of trying to confuse. Oh, wait, is LSU going to play coverage? But I mean, they do, right? I mean, they play what, cover 3 mainly?
Quarters and 3.
Yeah, quarters. So, we'll see.
They did throw in some cover 1 against Mizzou, though, more than they had.
This would feel like a cover 1 game, but we shall see. He also did have some really good insight talking about cover 1 yesterday and how basically the LSU's gotten so much value out of the Tiger running game this year because when teams try to play cover 2 and they want to bracket you on the outside with those safeties, they just run the ball. And then as soon as teams try to play cover 1, they just throw it over the top. And that's why Logan Diggs' emergence has been so impactful. I think this as well. So we mentioned Jaden Daniels' revenge season. How about Malik Neighbors? 2 catches for 26 last year. Yeah. And now he's second in the country at 128 yards a game. He's 10th in the country with 6 touchdowns. Brian Thomas, I don't know if he was hurt. He didn't even record a statistic last season. And this year, he leads the entire country with 9 touchdown catches, and he's also 9th in the country in yards. So those two, major revenge sort of season. And then you know what else I love, Jake? This Auburn defense, like I said, I think they're pretty damn good. I mean, most people do. Everybody does, right? I think they're better than Mizzou, Ole Miss. I mean, Mizzou's probably the best out of this bunch, but I think they're better than Arkansas, Mizzou, Ole Miss. Yeah, they're not as good as Florida State, but better than those others. This is a great stepping stone to getting ready to deal with the defense of Alabama and getting ready to deal with the defense of A&M. Like, if you go dominate this defense, that's I'll give that more credence than even what you've done over the last few weeks against those defenses.
Yeah, what did we look them up? I mean, their defensive numbers in the country, I mean, they are much, much better, obviously, than when they sit offensively. But also, and we talked about, I think it was yesterday, just them interchanging kind of their front. Like, that can be a challenge. I want to see how they handle this as far as LSU's offense. If they're a 3-down, 4-down, how do they identify it? Because it's all nickel at the end of the day, like we talked about. But still, like, that can be. I know for me, personally, like in run game, if they change at the last moment, or if they've got a guy that can kind of do both, he can be a 3-down guy in a stack backer position, or he can walk himself onto the line. Like, what does that personnel look like in this game? Those things can mess you up a little bit. And all it takes is one tackle for loss, balls out, going the other way for this game to get hairy. So the defense is definitely respectable. I agree with you. Up front, I think this is, outside of Florida State, probably the best that you faced.
Yeah, I mean,
even Mizzou. I think Mizzou plays hard, and I think they've got a really good player on the edge, but the totality of the group, I don't think is as good as this.
Yeah, and I love Blake Baker, but Auburn's got more talent.
Yeah.
Remember, Auburn, even after all the madness, is still one of the 15 teams with the above 50. Yes. Isn't that crazy? They're still one of the 15 teams above 50% 4 and 5 stars, the blue chip ratio, all that. So, again, you get way too triggered by this. Yes, Auburn has a ton of latent ability. And, again, they are fully bought in. Or as Brian Kelly said yesterday, they are committed to being a physical team. Offensively, everybody blocks. Everybody's bought into this physical rushing triple option attack. And defensively, they have a safety that leads the country in picks, and they're bought in. I mean, they didn't hang with Georgia by accident.
Right.
And not even hang. They didn't carry a lead on Georgia the entire game by accident. Now, granted, I think Tiger Stadium is the massive difference between that game and this, but still, this is not nobody that you're playing this weekend.
25th in the country, by the way, in total defense.
Yeah.
The top 25 defense in the country. Only giving up 322 yards per game. Only giving up 11 touchdowns the entire season.
That's what I'm saying. And so right now, you have a very salty defense going against what it seems to be an unstoppable offense. And if LSU and this offensive line, everybody else can prove it against this Auburn team, well, watch out. Because that's when the rocket fuel gets ignited. So let's go. Let's go, boys. Jaden Daniels' revenge season starts tomorrow. Or now, whatever. Now. Coming up next.
I saw RVs already in their spot. It starts now.
Hell yeah. Coming up next, I want to break down a little Flinda Bird as we relive some Auburn memories from Christmas past. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
If I sound a little excited, it's because I am. For many reasons, not the least of which is to drink delicious Noel Blanco Tequila at Don Juan this Saturday night. Double per quarter. Serve them up! Look, I love Noel Family Distillery, dude. The spirits that Natalie and Chip have handcrafted over the past 6 years are exquisite. Premium taste, love, care. This ain't no run-of-the-mill, cash-in BS, okay? This is local passion distilled in a delicious spirits. Put it to the test, okay? Your bar that you go to, your store, it has Noel Family Distillery most likely. Ask for it, and if they don't tell them to get it because it's time to buy from the boot. Why are you supporting Austin? You little Texas Longhorn boy? Grow up. Noel Family Distillery. Support the boot.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor.
Handgriff, join us for Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Rufino's. We get started early at 10 a.m. for 3 hours of football talk. Live at lunch, 10 a.m. on Friday from 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Let's go early. What we do? I like driving in my truck. He likes to drive in his truck. Auburn sucks. Auburn sucks. I like driving in my truck. He likes to drive in his truck. Auburn sucks. Auburn sucks. I like trucks. He likes trucks. I don't care for Auburn. He doesn't care for Auburn.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, Friday the 13th. Spooky season. How apropos.
I always loved Friday the 13th growing up because I wore the number 13 all growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way until I got to LSU. And so many people hated on number 13 because it was unlucky or whatever. And, like, hotels don't have 13th floors and all that stuff, man. And I always, hey, I took that personal, T-Bob.
Do hotels really not have 13th floors?
I know.
I remember when I was younger that was a thing, but do they still not?
I think they do it as like a joke now. I know some of the condos we used to stay at in Orange Beach, like they'd go 12, 14, 15.
It's crazy.
It's kind of so
And I mean, that's from
it's the kind of
5 years ago. I remember that. So
I was born on Friday 13th.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, really?
Makes
wow.
a lot of sense.
Under a
a
full
lot of
blood moon?
My 10th birthday, we went to Orlando to go to Disney World, and a hurricane hit. I got made fun of.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe you were,
Wait, why'd you get
your
made fun of?
murderous instinct was genetically built in.
Why'd you get made fun of?
Because I was born Friday the 13th. It was bad luck. That Friday landed on the 13th. It ruined a vacation.
Oh, like the hurricane Friday
Yes.
did.
Yes.
I know. Imagine something bad happening on your birthday, dude. Whew, that'd be rough.
Taylor's birthday is in September.
True. All right.
Oh, whoa. Real quick. first number 13 that pops into your brain?
Kurt
I mean,
Warner.
Dan Marino. What are you talking about?
There you go.
For me, it's
Warner.
Kurt Warner because we're younger.
Yeah,
so I didn't get to
Mario.
see.
Honestly,
Marino.
yeah, probably Kurt Warner.
Okay, I thought Dan Marino was going to.
Plus, I got to meet Kurt Warner
Makes
one
sense,
time.
Actually, now that they mention
Yeah.
that.
I got to meet
Tim
Kurt
Rattay,
one time.
number
Nicest
13.
guy I've ever met.
Yeah. Good dogs.
Uh,
Kurt Warner, yeah. Great
yeah.
guy. Yeah, great guy. Dan Marino, a little colder than Kurt Warner, but I finally did go talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah, but Dan's got, he's.
And like he's from where he's from. I mean,
The best video is still Dan filming that film. He's young Dan.
yes.
Filming that promo for the NFL or maybe Monday Night Football or something along those lines, and his Pittsburgh accent is dick.
Yeah.
Dick. Very funny. Actually, maybe we play later today. Right now, so look, this is a series in LSU Auburn that, as Hunt Palmer pointed out, is been very spooky, right? Very appropriate. Now, we're used to it being earlier. It still feels a little odd to have it, over halfway into the year. But it does feel appropriate to Friday the 13th. It feels appropriate to October. I watched a little because I'd always heard about the barn burning. I never actually looked it up. I watched a little 5-minute documentary. No,
I remember watching it live. Yeah,
was insane. That fire was insane. It is very lucky that they did not, that the wind did not blow into the stadium. It was a great call by whoever was making the decisions to not evacuate the stadium or anything, because you just would have been throwing a bunch of people directly into a giant burning building.
Yeah.
I love that it was started by someone who just put their grill too close to the building. They finished up tailgating grilling and they put it underneath the overhang a little too close, and next thing you know, it's this massive, massive fire. So whatever, there's been all kinds of crazy games, but some of you old heads may disagree, but for us now middle-aged folks, there is no better than Flynn to Bird in 2007. Just legendary play at Tiger Stadium. One of the core pillars of building the mystique of the Mad Hatter and the madness of the Mad Hatter, quite frankly. And as we watch this play, don't be distracted by Bird. Don't be distracted by Flynn. I want you to watch the block that our boy Jake Hester throws here. Go ahead, boys. Give it to me with the audio.
3rd and 7, and Flynn is back to throw for the end zone. Oh! Touchdown! Whoa! What a call!
Look at that block.
3rd and 7, and Flynn is back to throw for the end zone. Oh! Touchdown!
Backwards. Almost knocks him on his ass. Play that again from the beginning, Taylor. Tell me, what happens here if Jake doesn't come up with the block? I'll tell you what happens. You get sacked. It's the worst call ever, and you lose the game. Instead, a legend is born, and a national championship is made. That is why football is a team game. That is why you need all 11 doing their job in order to be great.
So I got to give Matt a ton of credit. We've walked through this play on the show before, but I was supposed to be in I formation. Sean Jordan was supposed to be, heels at 5. I'm supposed to be toes at 7.5. And when Matt sees that, he by himself puts us in a formation that we didn't have in the playbook.
Hell yeah.
And so he puts us in split formation. It gives me the opportunity to have my toes at 5, not at 7.5, and be able to be aggressive in that block, because if I'm at 7.5 and we're in I formation, I've got to kind of wrap around, make sure I don't hit Matt on his drop, and then wrap back around to try to pick up the backer. And I would have
he gets a lot more head of steam.
Yeah, I would have no
able to
momentum.
go. He can hit a little two-way go potentially. There's a lot of bad that could happen.
So I might be I could maybe take a Vlade Divac and just get put on my back so he doesn't sack the quarterback. But it was really headsy by Matt. And that year, Matt was so calm in the huddle. Matt is who you see on Wednesdays, by the way. But in the huddle, him chuckling to himself, as he walks out of the huddle, seeing Will Muschamp actually bringing the pressure that he was going to bring and play the coverage he was going to play.
Play the play again while we're talking about without audio. Go ahead.
And he sees it. He notices it. And when he chuckles, it's because he knows he's about to go have a one-on-one matchup with Deed Bird on the outside there. So he puts us in the formation. He doesn't even really try to look it off, because he knows it's literally only them over there.
Ooh, and that is a dime. I mean, he dropped that thing in the bucket. That was great coverage. I mean, Deep Bird was actually blanketed. Now, Bird was a beast. Look at that block. Where it's like you don't want to go one-on-one, but look at that thing. I mean, right in the bucket, back in the end zone. And then D-Bird really showing his 2007 coming up with the John Cena can't see
Who
me.
knew that it would make a major comeback in LSU sports lore in the year 2023?
Wait,
Angel
what
Reese?
did I? Oh, yeah. Well, okay, but yeah, well, that was. Wait, oh yeah,
No,
no, you're right. Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
You
Okay,
can't see me.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, D-Bird did it first. Made it popular.
Eric Tross in the chat says Jake Hester and Sean Jordan in the backfield. Matt Flynn must have been the safest man on the planet at that moment. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I like Daniel, though. I haven't heard I formation in quite a while.
It's been a long time, man.
Think how wild that is, though. I mean, obviously, that was a long time ago. That, by the way, is the clearest I've ever seen that game. It usually is a little grainy. I formation was not only a formation, it was the lifestyle. It was the identity of a really good run of LSU football, Alabama football as well. It was I formation. I mean, it was fullback, tailback, dotting the I, running your offense out of that formation. And look, I understand why you don't do it anymore, but you can be that one outlier. You can bring it back. I'm just saying.
Well,
not here. I don't want to toy with the offense here. It's going at a very good clip here. But
again, you can, but you better be able to recruit some dogs.
What if you just recruit just some straight dogs?
That's what I'm saying. If you can get all
not the most athletic, talented guys, but just dogs.
I mean, Georgia's pretty high formation now. You know, they're pretty pro style.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Carson Beck's putting up numbers, and they're going to continue to
Penn State
lean
is.
on Carson Beck more and more. But there's a couple out there, but Georgia's got them dogs to do it, man. What a play. What a play. And again, what a block. And in the crazy, you know, it's like a curious case of Benjamin Button, where when his wife gets her legs rolled up or whatever, they show like how every little event led to the next to lead to that moment. That block leads to a national championship. Like that block in a cosmic butterfly effect way causes Pat McAfee to miss 3 field goals in a game that they barely lose to Pitt and sends LSU back into the national championship.
I forgot that Pat missed that.
He's torn up about it. I remember reading a deep dive from Ross Dellinger on the backyard brawl going into last year's game when it started the season. Yeah. And I think finally this year McAfee's like kind of made peace and gone back to West Virginia, but it was still an awful just everything for him. Like it soured him on the fan base, it soured him on just everything.
I always think Shady McCoy when I think of Pitt, West Virginia that year.
Mm-hmm.
Never think about Pat McAfee being the punter and kicker for that squad. God, that squad was good. Pat White, Steve Slayton, Darius Raynard from Hanville.
And, you know, look at now.
Owen Schmidt, the hard-nosed fullback. Y'all remember him?
Yeah.
Owen Schmidt is the pinned tweet on my Twitter.
Is it?
It is him hitting himself in the head with his helmet.
Just
It's a little
bleeding
He had a pretty good career with the Texans, too. I mean, he played there for a good number of years.
My draft year, it was me, Owen Schmidt, and Peyton Hillis.
It's like the 83 quarterback class. It's the last great fullback class.
It was the last year I remember them like actually ranking fullbacks on like the draft coverage.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, maybe one gets on the draft board. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, when we get back here, let's touch on the Saints real quick. I want to get to the Steve Smith and Jerry Judy sound as well. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yeah, Steve Slayton in NCAA was unstoppable back in the day. Almost as unstoppable as the incredible customer service and the quality product that you will get from K2Z window coverings when you have them come out to your home. KTOZblinds.com if you want to go start to explore what they can offer you. But recognize when you work with K2Z, you are taking advantage of 25 years of experience from our guy, Brandon Barton. And he's done it all, right? He's done it all. Your kind of neighborhood jobs, or you're filling out everything, your more high-end jobs, or maybe you're customizing a man cave or an outdoor living space. It doesn't matter, okay? Go with the expert. Okay, the best prices, the free installation estimate. Go check out K to Z window coverings today.
It is also the attention to detail you're going to get. I mean, we tell you about it. He's going to come in with a compass to see where the sun's setting and where it rises to make sure you have it exactly where you need to have that installation. K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play. Looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Week 7 in the prep football season, and we get started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview presented by Brock. Got the Guy in Central kickoff at 7, and that's immediately followed by Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urgent Care. On YouTube, Your View, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Bart, Taylor hanging out with you today. Daniel Basham says, you know it was a good school day when the teacher rolled out that mammoth TV on that cart.
When
Hell
you
yeah.
heard the wheels in the hallway, like, come in
Squeaking.
here, be this room.
Y'all don't, but I played that Instagram post the other day, and I think it must have just been like specifically my age that that science intro where there's like you're kind of flying through the museum and there's like dinosaurs and flowers and stuff. Do y'all remember that?
I don't remember a specific intro. I mean, there were a lot that were kind of the same. So like
I just had I don't know what, I can't remember what series of video it was. It had something to do with an eye at the end. I think it maybe ended in an eye, like a physical eye. I mean, and yeah, there you go, exactly. God, I loved it so much. So
what, the intro?
Well, just I loved those videos. They were just cool, like science videos. I also loved like the history cartoons that you would get to watch.
Yeah.
Even though, granted, it'd be like, you know, but whatever. You don't need to teach kids true history. You teach kids like the fake, happy, simple history, and then you get into later as an adult how like Edison was actually a huge a-hole and like screwed over like Tesla and like kind of made society worse in some ways by pushing his technology over his, like whatever. For when you're a kid, you need the broad strokes. You just need the good, happy broad strokes, right?
And that's what you get.
Pilgrims came over, you ate some corn together, and everybody was cool.
A Family Guy taught me all the bad history. They have an episode about that. They have an episode about Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah. Now, you know,
presidents really gets hairy. Because when you're young, every president's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And you get older, you're like, hey, he did what?
Well, then you get older and every president's the worst thing ever. Eyewitness, that's what it was called. Eyewitness. Thank you, Daniel Bash.
Shout out Schoolhouse Rock as well.
Schoolhouse Rock was great.
And you and I know Channel 1, right?
Yeah, I did. We did Channel 1,
Yeah, Channel 1, shout out to that.
We also did the, what was it? It was Was it Brain Pop? It was like the robot. He would do like the science. It was a cartoon.
I don't know that guy.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that may not be the name of it, but it was like a robot and then a dude that honestly kind of looked like me, and then like he was like
generic white guy.
Yeah,
Lego man.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob. Yeah.
All right, let's get into real quick on the Saints here. As far as the game is concerned on Sunday, it's the NFL. You can't take anything for granted. CJ Stroud has looked very good thus far. Looking like the early, make sure I have this right. Yeah, looking like the early winner of the rookie class, right? Every offseason is filled with quarterback debate, who's going to be the best. And there is no doubt, like Anthony Richards had exciting moments, but he can't stay healthy. Everything in Carolina is just going wrong right now. Even Frank Reich's talking crap about the owner essentially in public. Will Levis doesn't exist, and C.J. Stroud's been awesome. I think he finally just threw his first pick this last week. So C.J. Stroud's been good. The Saints have maybe struggled with rookie quarterbacks in the past, but I cannot fathom that this Saints defense will lack in success come Sunday. And so what that means is, okay, how do you end up losing this game if the offense just doesn't show up and craps the bed? And so once again, we are calling upon you, Pete Carmichael, and this offense to find a way. Trevor Penning, you have to be better. Chris Olave, you got to get more involved. The last two games, I know you caught a touchdown last game. What is it, 3 catches for 16 now? Mm-hmm. The last two games, that's got to crank back up. Mike Thomas, I love you. You've been great. You keep doing you. Who else? I'd love to see Rashid Shaheed and some of that explosiveness come back from earlier, what you saw in the offseason. And Derek Carr, man, you got to be better as well, because the only way you lose this game Sunday is if the offense lets you down.
When you look at what C.J. Stroud's been able to do, it has been impressive compared to the other rookies. I mean, they're not even close. I mean, Richardson and Bryce Young are not even in the top 32.
Yeah.
As far as quarterback yards through the air and per game, and then completion percentages, certainly for Anthony Richardson, way down. C.J. Stroud has, 11 sacks on the year, so that's one thing. But hold on to the football is expected by a rookie, and I would expect the Saints defensive line to get after this offensive front for the Houston Texans, and they should make it uncomfortable. As good as C.J. Stroud has been, he ain't faced what he's about to face coming up this week. I mean, this Saints defense has looked really, really strong, and it's really regardless of quarterback that they've played for the most part. So C.J. Stroud, highly impressive. I think the Texans right now, with DeMeco Ryans, the future, the way they're trending, they should be very excited. Mm-hmm. But everything kind of stacking up against them in this matchup, in my opinion.
Let's go, Carl Granderson. Can you do it again? Excellent last game. Essentially won you that game last week. Very excited to watch him and Cam Jordan rush the passer again. Love seeing the continued development of Brian Brzee. I'm feeling confident, boys. I feel like the Saints win this. I feel like they move to 4-2. and I feel like you got some juice heading into as you continue to break down this second quarter of the season.
Yeah,
easy travel. Too.
I hope it doesn't come.
That's important. It's a 3x3 trip.
Yeah,
3x3.
Close.
3 on one side, 3 on the other plane trip.
What does that
Anytime in the NFL, we used to say it's a 3-on-3 trip. Anytime you had a plane that only had the six seats
not
across,
the full middle, and
not
then
the
the
full
other two.
middle.
Yeah,
You're like, hey, quick trip, 3-on-3 trip.
Oh hell yeah, I never heard that.
That's what this is going to be.
It's a short trip. I'm making the 5-hour drive myself. And I think it's a good matchup. I agree with you guys. I know he has 0 interceptions, but that stat's also a little overblown in my opinion. I was seeing PFF said that
he still hasn't thrown one?
No,
7 my bad. I apologize.
But according to PFF,
he had one call back last week.
Yeah, and he has 5 turnover-worthy throws on the season. Jesse Bates also dropped one last week, so that was 2 interceptions that could have been. Saints are 3rd in the league right now with 7 interceptions. Hopefully we see some more of that.
Hey, why is it taking you 5 hours to drive to Houston, by the way? That's like 3:55.4.
Oh, is it?
Is it?
From NOLA?
Oh, you're driving from New Orleans?
Yeah,
from here.
From Metairie.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's it's going to add a little bit.
I was like, 5 hours from Baton Rouge to Houston?
Do y'all still remember how to sing do y'all remember the words to the preamble
I know
of
it
the
by heart
Constitution?
because it used to be
Right?
like extra
Me
credit.
Too. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union.
Oh, yeah. Provides for the common defense, something
domestic
like that.
tranquility.
Yeah. I love how we both added the vocals.
Provide for the common defense. Promote the general welfare and oh wait, no, did I miss? And
No, that's right. And
what is
establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
got
know the
it.
last line. I had it until the end, dude. I lost it.
What are we singing?
That's Schoolhouse Rock. How crazy is that?
I don't know Schoolhouse Rock.
That-
I mean,
you
I
know,
know what
you-
it is, but I don't.
That is, we have those little kernels in our brain. Like, they literally burned that tune and those words into my brain,
Yes.
and I will never forget
It's
it.
like one of those things, like if you went home and Caitlin's like, T-Bob, I told you 7 times to do this or help me out with this, and you can't remember, but you remember the Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah,
theme
no,
song.
exactly.
No, those songs were catchy. So they had that one, the shot heard around the world about the Revolutionary War. That was super catchy. And then the paper, and he's like, I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. Yeah. I remember all of them. They were
Bill's
good.
great. I also loved prep. Wait, what was preposition? No, what was? Oh, no, conjunction, junction. What's
your
your
function?
function?
I do remember that one. Okay.
Adjectives and phrases too. Oh man, shout out to Schoolhouse Rock. You're the best.
So catchy.
All right, when we get back,
It's like those Barney songs. My little brother used to watch Barney, and just through osmosis, like I wouldn't even be watching, just passing by, those Barney songs are in the head.
I Love You is like I Love You.
Yeah.
That's Barney, right?
Yeah, it's Barney.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's a great song. I love singing that song still to this day to the fam. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB with Steve Smith's comments.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel, what's your deal? Hooking
Great
up
deal.
you with the best prices and products. Because they're all made right there in Pearland, tubing, steel buildings. You get it right there, Community Steel in Gonzales, Louisiana. You go check out the warehouse for yourself. It's massively expanding. The whole operation is because people are loving what Community Steel is selling. And that's steel at the best prices with local sales teams and local people, not robots, not out-of-state carpetbaggers, local people who are helping you, okay? Best prices, best products, Community Steel Co.
Yeah, go to that website, communitysteelco.com. Brand new website, man, and it is set up for your success. You'll see exactly what we're talking about as soon as you log on. You check out galleries also of what they've got available. You can find all their information on there, including that phone number. We always encourage you to call 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best.
Tune in this Sunday as we bring you a trio of NFL games. We'll start with the noon kickoff, Washington Commanders at Atlanta Falcons, and then immediately following that, we'll take you to Patriots at Raiders, and then our nightcap, the New York Giants and Buffalo Bills. Tune in on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You look like an angel, walk like an angel, talk like an angel, but I got wise. You're the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you
All-Star
are.
Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, welcome back to OTB. Last night, very boring football game, but there's a very funny clip out of NFL Network before the game. Here is, I'll just play the audio, then we'll break it down. Here is Steve Smith talking about interaction he had with Jerry Judy before the game.
Yeah. Broncos wide receiver Jerry Judy was walking by, and Steve called out to him, and he got a different reaction.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It, I just talked about guys that maybe have not showed up in a way or in a manner. And so the word that I've used to describe him in the past was a jag, just a guy.
Just a guy.
And so when I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Robb and Bucky, was ninja.
Ninja?
Yes, I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you. And it was a curse word. And so I was like, all right. And then he repeated it. So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Judy, because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now. Thank you.
First off, that's Mike Robb he's talking to? Or whoever, hey, guy, he did not need to expand on ninja. Secondly, Jerry Judy, there are some people in life you got to take crap from.
Yeah.
The OGs. And make no mistake, especially for a small little fast guy like you, Steve Smith is your OG. That's the man who paved the way. That's a bad MFer. That ain't somebody you mess with. If he talks crap about you, don't get mad. Be better. What did Jerry Judy do last night? 3 catches, 14 yards.
Yeah. 4.7 yards a catch.
Steve Smith ain't getting shut down no 3 catches, 14 yards. Steve Smith carried teams to Super Bowls.
Yeah, he was like 38, still giving people the business.
Yeah. Respect the OG, man. Sometimes you got to take crap from, from those who are above you. And then when they come and they say, look, I was wrong, show them love.
Yeah, man, trying to give you some props.
Ninja.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bone.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Doc fees. No security deposit with approved Ford Motor Credit. Lessee responsible for insurance, maintenance, excess wear, tear, and 15 cents per mile. 10,500 miles per year. See dealer for full details. Against 10/31/2023.
Need steel decking fast? Choose Southern Steel Decking, Louisiana's premier metal decking supplier. Our lightning fast 24-hour turnaround ensures you get your decking when you need it. And we deliver statewide. Visit southernsteeldecking.com. That's southernsteeldecking.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, people. It's 8 a.m. on Friday, October 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, we talk to Big Fave, Marlon Favorite, coming up next, and we preview the rest of the football weekend. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
For the radio, hello somebody, yeah, I'ma move my body, yeah, I'ma be somebody, you never know when you gonna need somebody, hello somebody.
It's happening, y'all. Hello, somebody. It's that time, Friday, 8 a.m. We talk to a guy. We go inside the trenches with Big Fave, 99 himself. Big Fave, what's happening?
Well, hello, somebody. What's down, T-Bob? What's good, baby, man? Happy morning. Happy Friday morning, brother.
Happy Friday to you as well, Fave. Inside the Trenches going to be at Smalls later today in Marrero?
We're going to be at Smalls, brother.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I ate light last night, man, so I get my Smalls on.
Got to.
Yeah, gonna be at Smalls like Big Face Polo. Small.
Look, Hester, what's up, Hester?
What up, Big Fave?
Hester the hands, baby. How you doing?
Doing well, Fave. Always a pleasure.
We were just we just replayed a little Flinda Bird in hour number 1, Fave, taking a little stroll down memory lane. Fave, let's talk.
That's a game, actually, real quick. Sorry to cut you off, T. That's the game, Big Fave, that the Auburn offensive lineman cheap-shotted our guy Putt.
That's right. This is 2006 then. No, this was
07.
7.
That was national championship year, dude.
Yeah, I remember that. And let me tell you something about Glenn, man. He was such a warrior because he played the rest of the season. Yep. Not to mention in the national championship game, I think he had like 2 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. Man, he was warrior it out.
And just got his number retired at EA. By the way, like EA did that. They should have. Also, nobody should ever wear 72 in purple and gold again.
Yeah,
ever,
I saw Flynn
ever.
tweeting about it, and that is a firm stance of off the bench. And I know Fave agrees. It is time to retire Putt's jersey. I don't know whatever weird rules there are around it. Just it's a keep it simple, stupid situation. Just do it. Just shut up and do it. Fave, Pete Jenkins shows up last week, and granted, in the first half it wasn't as obvious, but in the second half they got up on the line of scrimmage. And they were actually kind of firing off and dictating a little bit. Did you see any improvement out of that D-line last week?
I did see some improvement from alignment. I thought the alignment for the most part was better. I thought we had more guys making plays up front.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue that I really had more than anything else was we were still missing tackles up front. And we just can't do that moving forward.
Fave, do you have any experience with Pete Jenkins? Like, can you give us any insight as to why he's considered to be like the Yoda of defensive line training?
Oh, man, me and Pete go back to when I was 14 years old.
Okay.
Playing for Hank Tyranny. We would always go to the O-line, D-line camps. I survived the O-line, D-line camps. So there was where everything first got started with my relationship with Pete. And then it's a lot of coaches that we had that was cut from his cloth. Coach Carl Dunbar. You had Coach Jimmy Brumbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
These were guys that were our D-line coach and assistant D-line. Bo Davis. I mean, all of these guys are cut from Pete Jenkins' cloth in the way he teaches and the way he does things. So even at LSU, me, Tyson, Glenn, Tremaine, we would go train with the high school kids in the summer to go work with Pete Jenkins as we did in high school. And it was, as you see, we had the number 1 D-line 2 years in a row. So that never stopped. So I call him the GOAT, baby. Shout out to Coach Hank Tierney for introducing me to him as a teenager.
Hey, how hard is that, though, Fave? Obviously, I mean, you have a medical emergency right before the season with your defensive line coach, and then you're trying to piece it together with the staff that you have. And as a defensive lineman, when you don't have maybe that guy to lean on and that guy to ask a question about, like, how difficult do you think that's been for this defensive line?
It's been hard because, okay, I'm going to make you jog your memory since we're doing that this morning. If you remember, Coach Dunbar left after the Katrina year and Coach Earl Lane came in.
Yeah.
So, he probably...
I saw Big Fave in 2007. In 2007, I saw Big Fave convince Earl Lane that the end zones in the indoor were more slippery than the field, and so we had to move the drill. Even though it is obviously just just to see if he could, like Earl was like, you're right. And we moved the drill out of the end zone and onto the I guess just the regular field of play. But it's all turf. It's all the exact same thing. So go on though. Yes, you go from Dunbar to Earl Lane.
But the thing was, we had enough experience up front, and that's the difference with these young guys. We were able to get, and Coach Lane was a cool coach.
Yeah,
he just wasn't Carl Dunbar, from being transparent. So we were old enough to do that. We had 2 years. We had a year with Coach Saban's staff, with Coach Travis and Mustang and those guys, and we had a year with Dunbar. On top of that, we had Kyle and Claude and Melvin Oliver and Marcus Spears. So we had enough experience in front of us before we really had to get on the field. So, like, Glenn didn't really get on the field till we were juniors. Now, he started 2 games both his freshman and sophomore year, but it was a 2-year deal for him, man. And I just remember back in those days, we had Jimmy Brumbaugh around. We had Derek LeBlanc around. So we had assistant D-line coaches, and we were older. These guys, they're younger. They're not super experienced. And they dealt with losing their coach to an ailment at the beginning of the season. So you had to take Coach JJ, who's a special teams coach, linebackers coach, and have him just do what he can for the D-line. So that plays a big role too, y'all. That kind of held him back a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, and so what does Pete Jenkins do? And maybe it is just, years and years of experience, but what does he do where you think that he can get this thing, start to fix this ship? Like, what makes him so special?
I think his teaching points. I think the way he breaks it down on the board for you, he simplifies it, but he puts it in a way to where you understand it. A lot of times coaches coach, and they don't realize it's different personalities. People learn differently. And Pete Jenkins, over the years, it's almost like taking the foundation and enhancing it. Little stuff, T-Bob, you know this. You're taking a too wide of a step, or you're not taking that 6-inch power step like you're supposed to. Your hands aren't in the right place, like little bitty attention to detail things. And Coach Dunbar had this on our room wall. Little things turn into big things.
Mm-hmm.
So just we'll see the Mason Smith missed tackle, but we didn't see that non-in-flighted adjusted step he didn't take. So as T-Bob's blocking down, I need to adjust my step with T-Bob so I can put hands on the chest plate and the shoulders. And that's what Pete Jenkins really brings to the game. He fine-tunes a player's strength and then makes sure that he staffs their weaknesses. I think that's something over the years, even at the tender age of 14 and 15, I noticed about Coach Jenkins.
And look, you got to get this defensive line to really step up here down the stretch for the season, Big Fave, because, look, LSU only brought pressure on 13 plays out of, I believe, what was it, like 50 attempts or something. They only brought pressure 13 times, so they're not a big pressure team. Some of that's because you need guys in coverage, and it's really been a struggle for them, so you want the defensive line to create that pressure on their own, right? Certainly try to get home with 4, which is something they haven't really been able to do yet. Do you think that they have the ability to kind of change that? Because it doesn't seem like that pressure is going to come, Fave.
I mean, just looking at this Auburn game and paying attention to what they were able to do against Georgia 2 weeks ago, I know to your question, to answer your question, we saw some last week, a little bit of adjustment last week,
Mm-hmm.
It just really depends on this week at practice. Were they able? Did Coach Pete Jenkins have 3 to 4 individual periods per practice with the D-line to work on X, Y, Z? Did they separate the D-line and the defensive ends enough periods to where your D-ends could really get the drift on different ways to not lose contain, not play with bad eyes, making sure that you're in the right position. So if they did that, I'm not sitting here saying we'll get an 8-sack game against Auburn or, after, against Army. Yeah, we should have a fool. But I still see the slight improvement starting with the alignment last week. But if we can just get guys to the stuff that coach can't handle, right? He can't coach effort.
Yeah.
And he can't make you a better tackler outside of the drills that they do at practice. So I think from a mental standpoint, Coach Pete probably got their minds right, too, in terms of their mental stability.
Fave, last one here. How do you feel about the development and role of Harold Perkins? Because I feel like he's really come into his own in that nickel Sam role. He's now effectively making plays both in coverage and he's rushing the passer well. How would you evaluate how they've been using Harold Perkins the last couple of weeks?
I'm still that verdict is still out for me.
Okay.
Just because last year he was so raw. He was raw, y'all. Like the plays he was making, he was putting me in a mindset of when the honey badger gets loose, when LaRon Landry used to get loose. I mean, there's nothing you could do to stop those guys. And I know I'm naming 2 DBs, but it's just the way he played. Seeing him just kind of at that true linebacker position drop. He got a pick last week. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an athlete, but I think he serves this team better as a hybrid, as someone who you may put at the end, then move him to Will, then move him, and I think see what Coach Matt House is doing with him. He's showing his versatility for when it's his time to go to the league. He has tape all over the place, and he shows he can play the true linebacker position. So I think that's how he's going to be a true linebacker on the next level. But Harold Perkins is Harold Perkins, and we want to see Big Perk doing work. So hopefully he falls into this new role to where it gives us that effect that he gave us last season.
Big Fave at
Hello.
Big Fave 504 on Twitter. Go check him out. Marrero Day at Small Sliders. Inside the Trenches live. Got some gift cards to give away. Check out the Baller Broadcaster album on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to music. Fave, you have a great weekend, my friend.
You do the same. Y'all have a good one, fellas. Thank y'all for having me.
Hello, somebody. Also, check out I didn't mean to do that at the same time. I was trying to say bye. Also, check out Fave, BT, and Hunt on the pre- and post game on Eagle 981 LSU game day. The absolute best team. I keep forgetting we gotta have BT on.
Yeah,
we gotta have BT on to talk about the secondary. Everybody has to remind me next week so that we do that. All right, when we get back, I want to talk about last night's West Virginia game. And I actually randomly do want to talk a little bit about this MLB playoff format. I find it to be deeply interesting. I don't have a dog in the fight. My instinct is kind of, it's the playoffs, wins the games, whatever. Like if you lose, whatever. But if you are someone who's passionate about something needing to change, put your arguments in the chat. I would love to hear them. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, CentralPlumbing.org. Central Plumbing is there for you when you need them, 24/7 emergency service from our friends over there at Central Plumbing. They've been at it for 50 years, y'all. Everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. You cannot hit them with a problem they don't know how to solve. I don't care if you got an old house, new house, red house, blue house. When something goes wrong with your poo house, you call Central Plumbing, 925-8552.
It's not only for the poo houses like T-Bob's talking about. If you want to upgrade, that's at your home or your business, they can come in, they can handle any job that you have. In fact, they can come give you a consultation, tell you exactly what they can do for your space, and you can also go tankless today. Can't encourage you enough to check that out. Getting home late from the ball field, right? You still got to shower. You still got to do the dishes. You still got to do the laundry. And you're worried about hot water. You never have to worry about it again if you go tankless. And like I said, Central Plumbing can come out, tell you exactly what they can do for you. Give them a call today, 225-925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Here at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, we have in stock 2023 Toyota Tundras, and you can get 1,000 special edition bonus cash, $1,000 bonus cash. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Running Rights Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
Join me for a Football Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Preston Guy talking Tigers, and Katie George from ESPN on LSU and Auburn. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Pass it back, Eggs! Pass it back, Eggs! Hump it, Eggs! Hump it, Eggs! 1, 2, 3! Hey! King of Aggies, hey! Woo! Pass Pass it back, eggs.
Pass it back, eggs.
Hump it, eggs.
Hump it, eggs.
1, 2, 3.
A-G-G-I-E-S. A-G-G-I-E-S. Hey! Fight 'em, Aggies. Hey! Woo!
Oh man, it's just amazing. So that has to be from 2020, right?
T-Bob, that made my skin crawl, dude.
You get the thing is, it's look, and to be clear, you know how I told you this off air the other day, Taylor. I love yell leaders. Okay, I think A&M's weirdness is representative of the wonderful, beautiful quirkiness of college football. Same thing as cowbell. Same thing as any of these things. There is something distinctly uncomfortable about that happening in an empty stadium. You know, when it's real yell practice and there's like, how many people go? Like thousands, right?
Yeah, it's like the midnight yell. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
when it's real midnight, that had to have been during COVID when nobody's allowed in the stadium. Hearing those weird cheers echo into the vast nothingness of the night is just so incredibly awkward feeling.
Well, it's funny. I imagine when they say "pass it back, Ags," the crowd's supposed to yell something too, but like it's just silent.
No, I know because I had that has to be from 2020, and so no people allowed at midnight yell, and so it's just.
Man, there could be 200,000 people screaming back at you. That's horrible.
That's cool if people are there and midnight yell.
The bigger problem is, Jake.
No, it's the what are you doing? Like it's like a TikTok dance or like what are you doing? It's not firing you up at all.
No, and then
That's
A&M
awful.
is like they have this like I guess what do you want to call it, like
Throw
little
it back,
brother syndrome or
Ags.
something? They're
Throw
like
it back, eggs.
That makes me think of something else.
they're always so offended, and they're like, "Why do people make fun of us? Seriously, like what do you mean? Well, this is why.
I mean,
it's stuff
dude,
like this. It's not just this though.
I respect customs and traditions, college football. You know, different people do different things, but until they win anything at all, that's going to be super, super cringe.
No, I don't. I think it's awesome.
I'd rather have Boosie playing on the speakers and our players like doing something different.
I think it's awesome.
Me
I just
too.
think it's deeply funny in an empty stadium.
God, it's not. But when's it awesome though?
I mean, there's like, when there's an entire stadium at College Station all doing the correct cheers on time with that. It's cool.
It's called a cult.
Yeah, that's fine. Cults are cool with me as long as you don't like kill people or, take advantage of people's bank accounts and stuff or cause everybody to drink Kool-Aid because, I don't know, it's time for the aliens to get you up to heaven or whatever it was they believed. Like if your cult is, we're just going to be really weird about a subpar SEC football program, I find that to be relatively harmless. I'm okay with that. Like, we're just going to all wear our class rings and have a deep love for this school while everybody else makes fun of us. Like, okay, that's cool, dude. Sure. Do your thing. Mars wanted, that was more awkward than during COVID when Stone Cold asked an empty arena, "Can I get a hell yeah?" And they panned to empty seats. What a weird time.
COVID was awesome.
Jake.
Pelicans getting murdered. T-Bob in a wizard suit.
Oh, so bad, dude. I hate that. I did want to talk about this WVU ending last night. Did anybody so I don't know. I didn't watch it live. The group text started popping off because one of the guys in my group text is a WVU grad. And so we're always talking Mountaineers. And there was an exchange, a series of messages that I think, Jake, highlights and epitomizes the college football experience. Now, obviously, if you're West Virginia, this game meant a lot to you last night because Dana Holgerson left you high and dry to go to Houston. You're 4-1. They're 2-3 entering the night, and it's a back-and-forth affair. You're losing by 14 late. Looks like you're dead in the water. You managed to somehow come all the way back to where you're down 4, and you have the ball on your own 10 with a minute left and no timeouts. Okay, so you're staring down a 90-yard field, no timeouts. You're probably going to lose this game. You need a touchdown. Field goal won't get it done. And so the drive starts, okay? Big play start, drop, big play, another big drop. All of a sudden, it's 4th and 10 at the 50. You've lost the game. 4th and 10 at the 50, 20 seconds left. You've lost the game. Holgerson wins. Everything's angry. This sucks. And then you hit your tight end over the middle. He makes a couple people miss. Next thing you know, it's a 50-yard touchdown with 12 seconds remaining. West Virginia's going to win the game. Everybody's going crazy. And my boy Glenn, who had been angry texting all night, then texts, you know what, man? Like, F Neil, but I appreciate the signs of life. Here, he's talking about Neil Brown, the head coach. F Neil, but I appreciate the signs of life, here in year 4. Because granted, West Virginia should have been 5-1, right? They were 5-1. They would have beaten Dana. Everything was going well.
They would have been right tied with Texas in Big 12.
30 seconds later.
And actually ahead of Texas because their one loss was out of conference.
30 seconds later, Houston gets the ball back. First off, there's an unsportsmanlike conduct celebration penalty after West Virginia scores 12 seconds left, which, go somewhere else with that bull junk refs. That's crap. And then Houston's quarterback completes a couple passes to get him to the 50. His 14th and 15th consecutive completion, by the way. And then on the Hail Mary, quarterback scrambles to the left. The announcer's like, can he complete his 16th pass in a row? And here it is. He chunks it down into the end zone. West Virginia, classic. 2 guys fight over it. Don't bat it down. It pops up in the air, and Houston wins. 0-0-0 left on the clock. You went from the improbable comeback to then losing at the next game. And the best part is, immediately after that, right after, I appreciate signs of life here in year 4. I get this. F Neil, unreal. What a joke. Neil, WTF are you talking to the refs about? You suck at coaching. And this is the beauty of it. Neil Brown didn't actually do anything. You know what I'm saying? He didn't actually do anything to win and or lose that game in that final sequence. But that is the reality of being a college football coach. That is why college football is so insane. It's so cool. It's all results based. And when you're 5-1 1 second and you're second in the Big 12, you kind of like Neil Brown. And the next second you're 4-2, you lost to Dana Holgerson. Houston's 3-3, and he sucks all over again. And all that happened was one play. One play. Those are the margins. That's why college football is awesome.
God, we talked about this game in length on Off Campus just because you felt like West Virginia had a real opportunity to do all the things that we're talking about, be where they're at in the standings, and a couple more wins. Maybe you find your way at the back end of the top 25. Because make no mistake about it, Neil Brown had the hottest hot seat of any coach in the country coming into this season. They were picked 14th in the Big 12 in the preseason polls. So they had played way above where anybody thought they possibly could get. And then you do this. And then you let this win against a Houston team that was trying to find their first Big 12 win still.
Yeah, they've been bad. How about this? I forgot about this text. He sent, this was after the West Virginia touchdown. The amount of truly awful blow cut with McDonald's salt I'd do tonight if I was a student in Morgantown. ... And then the next text he said, Hail Mary time, hold your breath. Oh, no. Hail Mary time, hold your breath. And then, dude, I knew it. I just knew it. I felt it in my bones. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all my West Virginia homies. Dude.
Also, West Virginia -2.5 was the line.
Oh. The WU radio team sounded broken. Ooh, William Ivey. I had big money on West Virginia last night. Could not believe that ending. Hey, they got your hopes up, and then they snatched them away.
You seem to be really enjoying this.
Oh, my bad. On the West Virginia drive, they did need a field goal. They needed 4.
It was 35-32, right?
I'm not really enjoying it. I'm a West Virginia fan. That's all my wife's family. Like, it sucks. I find that text exchange to be so perfectly representative of how we don't, and this is not bad. I'm not saying this is wrong because results are all that matters at a certain point. But it's how we don't really use true nuance when evaluating these coaches sometimes. I mean, Neil Brown did nothing in that sequence to ruin that game, and yet because his DPs fought over the ball instead of batting it down, he sucks all over again. And it's just one play. One play. One play, he's the made man. He's good to go. West Virginia's rolling. The next play, everything sucks and the sky is falling. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff.
College football is the gift that keeps on giving. If LSU would have completed the pass in the end zone against Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it'd have been the same situation.
1,000%. 1,000%. We're like mad at the defense, but not that mad. Nobody's talking about Brian Kelly not being the guy. No, and Hilton had it on his hands. He had the chance. He just couldn't make it happen.
So if he catches that ball, we're talking about how amazing the offense is yet again. Some about the defense. You don't catch that pass. The defense, burn it all down.
Yep.
Offense is still great, but let's talk about the defense.
Yep,
So, yeah.
True.
And then we don't have to see Mintz's 73 videos of him in the stadium.
Yeah. Mincy.
Don't worry, theirs is coming.
Mincy. They're going to be in town this weekend, right? I think the Barstool people.
Yeah, they are. A lot of people still really mad at Portnoy for Andrew Reese stuff.
Oh, that's going to be a good crowd on whenever they do that. Then it's going to be great. I mean, but that feels like Dave's specialty, being the heel, being like Triple H or Shawn Michaels, spitting while having things thrown on him, flicking his hair back. Like, oh, that's going to be fun.
What is it? Barstool's going to be what?
The college
their show?
football show, I believe, is coming down here. That's what Mincy said. Oh, cool. All right, when we get back, let's talk a little bit about that MLB playoff format. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Taylor, are you a Scientologist? That's what Chad's asking.
Oh, no. I didn't think that was a question. No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm just wondering. Because I don't care if you are or not, ITI Technical College is for you, okay? If you want to get a career, okay, that can give you long-term pathway, vision, stability, both, from a job satisfaction standpoint, but also from a financial standpoint. Remember, no better return on investment based on what you paid for school versus what you're expected to make than ITI in the entire state. It's a Georgetown study, okay? Top 15 in the entire country. In 2 years, you get that AOS degree, and they take care of you. They help set you up with things like mock interviews. They work around your schedule, potential pathways to those careers after you get done. For 50 years, y'all, they've been doing it. Change your life for the better, ITI Technical College.
Yeah, go to the website. Check out all the programs that they offer. I mean, the website's really set up for your success, but go see them off Airline Highway as well. Always online, iticollege.edu.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for a Football Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. It's a Football Friday. Phil Steele is with us, previewing the biggest games, the Riot Radio Hours. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
To get a jolt from my electrode. They did the mash. They did the monster mash.
Scary scenes last night for Braves fans and for Orioles fans, for Dodger fans. And who else?
Brewer fans. Ray fans.
No, those are called the Ray Bans. A little expensive.
No.
Doesn't miss. And it's called, go ahead.
Yeah, look, I'll set it up. You had 3 teams that won 100-plus games.
Yeah.
3 teams with the best record in baseball. They win a combined 1-9 in the postseason. The only win was a come-from-behind victory that the Braves had to hit multiple home runs. That was your lone win from the teams that won 100-plus games. Teams with the top 5 records in baseball, 1 playoff win. You went 1 in 13 was the final tally. 1 playoff win, top 5 teams in baseball. Last year, you had the Phillies beat the Braves, the Padres beat the Dodgers, so very similar in the National League.
So I'll say this. My instinct, and this is someone who's kind of suffered in this same way, right? My senior year of football, undefeated season, and then losing to the team that you beat, and y'all are 1-1 on the season, but they get the natty ring and you don't, right? So like and through coping with that, I've very much accepted, hey, win when it matters. It's the playoffs, right? So when I hear all the complaining, my instinct is to say, win when it matters, and that this is just a weird coincidence that this all happened. Now, I think ultimately, if change is going to have to be affected, I need to see like exact numbers. Like I would need a multi-year, like if 80% over 3 years, if 80% of the better seeds are losing this series, then yeah, maybe there is a conversation to be had about changing things, right? About the fact that, look, that while in football and other sports a bye matters, that maybe in baseball a bye is a negative. And getting 5 days off breaks up the daily rhythm of baseball. Like I'm willing to entertain all those potential conversations. My question is, Jake, how do you fix it, right?
So last year,
I don't think I like the one-team the one-team wild card either.
So last year, you had the 6 seed beat the 3 seed, the 5 seed beat the 4 seed. You also had the 5 seed beat the 1 seed, the 6 seed beat the 2 seed in the National League. And this has happened more in the National League than it has the American League.
So you had 2 favorites win last year and 1 favorite win this year?
Well, in the National League, it's been underdogs in both seasons. Now, over in the American League, it's been a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm saying out of the total number of series, right? You had 1 The Astros this year, right? The only ones?
Over in the American League, yeah.
But I mean, I don't care about AL and NL. I'm talking about the whole MLB.
Yeah, I'm saying, but in the NL last year, you had the very same situation. 6 beat the 3, then the 6 beat the 2, the 5 beat the 4, then the 5 beat the 1, and then the 6 actually went to the World Series, the Phillies. So I don't know. Sample size is starting to stack up here. I think it's the 5 days off. And baseball bros, let me know. You never get 5 days off in baseball. Even for the All-Star break, I don't think you get 5 days off, if I'm not mistaken. I think you get 4 days. So you never have 5 days off. And I can just tell you from my experience, never played baseball above high school, but in football, I've been on 2 teams that went 13-3, won 11 games in a row, got a bye in the first round of the playoffs, and lost the playoff game.
Oh, wow. The immediate next playoff game?
Yeah, we lost to the Jets in 2009.
Oh, I thought you said high school for some reason. Yeah, the NFL. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
We lost to the Ravens when I was with the Broncos. And I would have loved to just kept playing. Just keep playing. Because the only playoff victory I had in my career was an 8-8 football team that we limped, not limped because we found a way. The Broncos limped and we were able to pass them up. And we beat the Colts and we played the Steelers incredibly tough. They went and won the Super Bowl that year. God, now I'm thinking about it, 2 of the 3 playoff losses won the Super Bowl. But that team, we were riding high. We had no business winning a playoff game, but we started trending in the right direction. We got hot at the right time, and we gave the Steelers a pretty good fight. So there is something to having time off when you normally don't have time off.
What about this? Because I also do. I mean, do you like the 1-game wild card though, or do you prefer the 3-game? Okay.
I don't like it. I mean, just have. Wouldn't you just have? I mean, would a solution be just have the team with the best record play the team with the worst record that gets in, right?
You're saying regardless of
so if you want to have, yes, no. Sorry, keep it in the same NL AL, but maybe you have a 6-team first round instead of a 4-team first round. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So let in that team that's competing to get in the wild card also. Eliminate the 3-game series and just start the playoffs. More teams make it. That's a potential solution. I'll tell you probably the most interesting one that I came across that I think would never get done because it feels so extreme, but I actually think makes the most sense. Hunt Palmer put in front of me. It's what the Korean Baseball League does. Apparently, if you are the team with the better record, you just start a game up. How about that? You start a game up. It rewards 162 games of the regular season grind. Where, I could venture to say that outperforming your opponent over 162 is worth going up a game. And then you have to win 2, they have to win 3. And if you lose that, there are no excuses because you had such a distinct advantage. That actually makes a ton of sense to me. But again, I can also just be like, whatever, it is just, it is what it is. Win-win, it matters. I'm not, but I actually kind of like that game up idea. I just don't think anybody would ever agree to that.
Yeah, I mean, you can also, teams that win 100-plus games score more runs. I get that. This isn't like an excuse. It's just when you see the teams with the most wins not even really get a postseason win because, again, the Braves win had to be an epic comeback with multiple home runs. It's starting to become a thing, and you're like, okay, well, let's do a little case study on maybe why this is happening because you play so many damn games in baseball. I mean, imagine going 104-58, right? And you have nothing to show for it. It's not just the Braves. This isn't a bitter Braves fan. It's the Orioles. It's the Dodgers for multiple years in a row now.
Well, and Bilbo says giving a team a full game advantage in any professional sport is stupid. And again, I think that's just like the when you hear about it, initial reaction. But is it really though? In a sport like baseball, where you play so many and it's such a grind, I don't know why it's stupid to say, hey, you earned this, right? If you're telling me that earning a bye isn't an actual advantage, why not do something that is an actual advantage? And then you incentivize teams to have better records and to value the regular season because you just start a full game up in the playoffs. I think it makes a lot of sense. I'll never do it because of opinions like that, but I think it's kind of smart.
I don't know.
Shout out Korea. They have the best internet, so they're pretty smart.
Internet, speed?
Yeah. I don't know how it works, what the science is behind it, but South Korea has the best internet in the world.
Okay. I always think of Best of the Best movie when I think South Korea.
What's Best of the Best?
It's a great film. Eric Roberts. It's a kung fu kind competition.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a tournament. I think Chris Penn's in it as well.
What
Rest in
Taken
peace.
is this that's on TV right now?
I believe that is 2.
Okay.
Yep, that's 2. Taken 2. I couldn't watch the Braves Phillies highlights anymore, so I turned it to Taken 2 on one TV and SEC This Morning on the other.
Yeah, Kuno almost had that base loaded situation yesterday. In the end, it's Castellanos, right? Wasn't it back-to-back multi-home run games to close this thing out? That son of a gun, dude. Deep drive. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 2 of OTB. Then we got our champagne chain, start hour 3.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, 225-888-8888. All love the 8s. All love the content at Get Gordon. Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to go to Get Gordon and check out. Look, the content's great. Like I said, there's a great life advice if you do have to get in an accident. Also, sit downs with all your favorite athletes: Malik Neighbors, Harold Perkins, Mason Smith, Jaden Daniels, all card-carrying members of the G Team. Go check them out today, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys.
Go to getgordon.com. So many different ways that you can interact with the G Team. You can do it, like T-Bob said, all major social media. That handle is at getgordon, but you can do it on the website as well. You can have a chat with them. You can find so much information, past client results. You can find cases that they can handle for you. We always tell you, obviously, in Louisiana, it doesn't matter where you're at, from North Louisiana to the Alexandria area, South Louisiana, pick up the phone, put that area code in Louisiana, follow by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines, or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Landgraf. Join us for Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Rufino's. We get started early at 10 a.m. for 3 hours of football talk. Live at lunch, 10 a.m. on Friday from 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Actually play like a real well-maintained pinball machine.
Not all of us have the ability just to, pick up and go there. We have small children at home. We don't, have a way to just leave them by themselves.
Who are you talking to?
Sometimes you got to play the pinball machine that you have at your home,
Who are you talking to? I know you ain't talking to me.
Yeah.
I know you ain't talking to me.
Well, you act like you could just pick up and go. You
No,
can't
I'm not
do that
saying
either.
that. All I'm saying is I don't want no flim-flammy freaking digital pinball. Okay?
Sometimes you can't have the elite. Sometimes you got to get
Well,
to
then
the
I don't want
nitty-gritty.
pinball.
Sometimes you got to be too gritty to be pretty.
Then I don't want pinball. That's what I'm saying.
You got to take what you can get.
I only want pinball if it's real.
Wow, you only want the elitist?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a fleshlight. I only want the real thing, okay? It's the same exact thing. I want that visceral experience, the feedback where you can actually feel it, the analog moving parts, not just a screen. Gold Style says, cancel my Costco membership, greatest decision ever. Ooh, bad take. Bad take. Who doesn't love the code, dude?
Shout out
And
to
you
the
can
pizza.
order it, by the way. You can order it, and they'll deliver it.
Yeah, I know, but you don't get free sampies that way. So, what are you going to do?
You just buy the pigs in a blanket that they give free samples, and you have more than one.
But that's the thing. I never know what I'm going to get. It's like a Forrest Gump situation, right? Like yesterday, I had like a tasty zero sugar energy drink.
I know you don't have
And I had
time
a
to
little
go
zero
strolling
sugar.
Costco.
I
You
took
do
all the kids.
97
I took all the
shows.
kids. I took all the kids last night after I got done.
Oh, so okay.
We had
That's
a
about the
little-
only time.
We had a little trip, yeah.
And
we
even
had
that is about to go away. You know why? Because all these sports, and Alice is already in them.
Well, Thursdays
Odie's
are
about to start playing.
Yeah, Thursdays are one no extracurricular day, which I know is going to go away, but it is nice.
And then once Quad Bob has his hands in the dirt,
Yeah.
all that goes away.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. A big part of playing pinball is the analog parts. I agree. Can you explain what a flashlight is? Yeah, it's when you put batteries in it. It's like shines in the darkness where you can like see well. I don't know. It's kind of like a modern innovation on the candle, if you will.
Yeah.
And they have animal crackers dipped in Reese's. How does that work?
Oh, those are actually pretty good.
But I'm saying, but what is a Reese's dip? Is it a chocolate peanut butter swirl?
I think it's chocolate on one side, peanut butter on the other, animal cracker, like kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty damn good.
It is real good.
If you don't get a hot dog or even Costco in, yeah, that's a good call. And that was a
Ooh,
little
they
dual
got
benefit.
a great slice of pizza and yogurt too.
So I'm saying, did a little trash dinner with the kids.
Yeah.
Couple pizzas, couple dogs, split
Cheap
it amongst
too,
the
right?
crew. Yeah, very cheap. Very
Yeah.
cheap. Very cheap.
Maybe you've unlocked something. Maybe I need to go to Costco and
It's not bad.
a free night that I don't
And who
have.
doesn't love staring at the TVs? I mean, my God, they got some nice TVs in there, Bo. Shoo-wee.
A lot of TVs.
I was
in your
looking
face.
last night, and it's just
TVs
like, and I don't know
in your
what
face.
programs they're always playing or if they're jacking up the brightness or what it is, but then things look crystal clear under them warehouse lights. Like, damn, they look good.
Never heard you so passionate about anything.
I've always loved them. I always have. I feel like the employees are always happy as well. I've looked a little bit into the working there, not like me working there, but just working there.
Yeah.
And then they got great bennies from what I've heard.
I bet they do.
And look, if employee satisfaction is high, I think that's a sign of a well-run business.
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like when you used to walk into Best Buy in college and you'd see all these great TVs and you'd be like, which one can I afford? And the one that you could afford wasn't on the wall. It was already in a box. You know.
They some of these had really good prices.
Well, they do now.
Yeah.
They do
Not
Not
back
15 years ago.
Hour 3 of OTB next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Rejuve Me Medical. Restore me. Refuel me. Rejuva me. You want to feel younger, better, stronger, recapture that youthful confidence you used to have back in the day? You can do it with Rejuve Me. And this is not a one-size-fits-all plan, okay? You draw your labs, see where your body's strong, where it's deficient, and they customize a plan for you to get you to where you want to be. So whether it's gaining weight, facial aging, andropause, menopause, mood and memory, insomnia, whatever it is, guys, maybe you need HRT, maybe not. Maybe you need semaglutide, maybe not. Either way, Rejuve Me is going to give you the path. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Maybe you don't know what you're dealing with. We always talk about that. You don't feel right, and you don't feel like yourself. Well, go to Rejuve Me. They're going to help you get to the bottom of it. That's why we always talk about the consultation you can set up. It's right there on the homepage of the website. Give them your information. Go check it out today, and they're going to find you a solution. RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Friday, October 13th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 85. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz at Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Hour number 3 of OTB. Boys, start thinking. It's time to put together our Pontoon parlay. Yeah. I think DraftKings need to start promoting our Pontoon parlay. It's a great name, and I feel like we actually have a bit of reach in Louisiana, whereas people would bet it. But
and our record,
pretty good.
Pretty good.
If you just picked the games in our Pontoon parlay, you're probably winning. Like if you picked them individually,
like 8-3.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe,
You're winning like you're
doing well.
Yes, you're doing very well. All right, hour number 3 here. Let's go ahead, and we got a lot to get to. I thought this was pretty interesting. How about this? This comes from a Stuart Mandel piece on The Athletic. Total viewing of college football right now is up 12% this year and 28% over the last 5 years. This is the president, Michael Mulvihill.
God bless
you. So he's the president of Insight and Analytics of Fox Corp. Goes on to say, quote, among well-established major properties, I don't know what in all of TV is trending any better than college football. And this also comes at a time when, sports are all that matters on linear TV. Nobody else watches anything live anymore except for sports. And so Stuart tried to say, okay, now why is this? Why is it all starting to hit at this time? And it's not just the people who are watching sports, right? Because the NFL has not grown at all by the same margin. And other sports haven't either. And I think there's a few elements here. First, probably the least in my opinion, but does matter, gambling. Gambling's fun.
Yes.
Gives people to watch the games.
Yes.
Sure, more and more people can gamble. But then I agree with Stuart's kind of hypothesis here, man. I think it's the NIL and transfer portal elements here. And it's exactly what we've kind of talked about, right? This kind of democratization of college football that seems to have taken place, where you have talent flowing upward from the group of 5 and spreading and plugging holes and making teams more competitive, and you have talent flowing downward from the elites and spreading and plugging holes and making teams more competitive. So you're no longer tanked by not having a quarterback, not having your middle linebacker. You can go get a guy that's at least serviceable. Maybe you get somebody who's good. I mean, look at the big games this weekend and look at how much NIL has helped. Even before we look at the games, look at USC. That doesn't exist without the transfer portal.
Right.
And or NIL. Colorado, obviously. Florida State, no. Texas, no. I mean, the list goes on and on.
College game day, Oregon and Washington. Penix and Bo Nix are both transfers.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all.
And guys who maybe would have already tried to ply their trade in the NFL, were they not being paid as much as they are? I was shocked to read that apparently college football experts believe that Bo Nix makes several million dollars in NIL endorsements, in NIL income right now. He has deals with the Oregon Collective, Division Street, Bose, Hugo Boss, Tops, other brands as well. Several million for Bo Nix. Penix is getting paid. So these guys no longer had to leave for the NFL. They could stay in college. They could transfer to schools that better fit them. And what it's leading to is a product with more parity and more fun and all, kind of throughout the country. I think it's a great call by Stu for all the hand-wringing of this ruining college football, at least from a viewership standpoint and an interest standpoint. It seems to be juicing it all up.
Pac-12 has been the best conference in college football this year. You can disagree, but it's just facts. You have 7 ranked football teams. At one point, you had 8 ranked football teams. And when you look at it, USC, Oregon, Washington, Oregon State, Utah, Washington State, Colorado, Arizona, Cal all have transfer quarterbacks, all playing at a very, very elite level. When you look at the SEC, right, you got Kentucky, you got Florida, you've got Tennessee, you've got South Carolina, you've got LSU, you've got Ole Miss, you have Texas A&M, you have Auburn, all transfer quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that is part of the story, but it's an even better part, T, that you brought up about guys staying. Like Michael Penix probably would have gone to the draft. Maybe he should, maybe he shouldn't have last year without NIL. Bo Nix probably tests the waters thinking, am I going to have another season like I just had? That's by far my best college season, but he's able to come back because of NIL. So Caleb Williams, now I don't believe his dad, but his father said, look, if it's not right, we can come back to USC, be A-okay because of the money he's making in the NIL space, and hope that's a better situation for my son with the team that has the number one draft choice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and so it's...
I hope he doesn't because LSU opens up with USC, but he could.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't as well. I mean, I don't think that he will. Push comes to shove, but we will see.
It's actually pretty impressive that the Big Ten, the 3 championship teams that they have, all guys that they signed at high school.
Yeah.
Gord, Aller, McCaffrey.
Yeah, I wonder if Ohio
McCarthy.
State fans are happy, though. I mean, Aller seems to have done well. McCarthy's been awesome. I'm still not sure on McCord. I mean, he did have the moment against Notre Dame, and this is not fair to say to him, but, like, he should have thrown a pick on that drive. But they dropped it. So I don't know. On Kyle McCord.
Yeah, but even I'm just not even really his play. I mean, he's been okay. I'm just saying they've all rolled with guys that they signed out of high school, which is not the norm anymore.
Here's an interesting note that Emil just sent me. The SEC's new television contract with ESPN, which kicks in next season, mandates that all early window games, 11 a.m. in Oklahoma, noon in the Eastern time, so 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern, all 11 a.m. games be announced by mid-June. The other games' kickoff times will be afternoon or evening games, with that decision coming 12 days before they are played. Greg Sankey says, quote, so you'll know in June if your team is going to kick off early in November. You can make plans. We think that's healthy. So in the summer, our teams will know roughly half their kickoff times. There will be a lot more information under the new TV. Okay, I kind of like that, dude. I think that's fan-friendly. It's fan-friendly. Let you plan for whatever you need. If you want to go on one of these road trips, maybe what you got to do that weekend to get yourself ready for that 11 a.m., that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And it seems like it allows you still a lot of scheduling flexibility when it gets to getting those best matchups at night and or in that 2:30 slot in the afternoon.
I did a show with Fozzie Whitaker yesterday, and he played it at UT, and we were talking about kickoff times. And it's just funny, different places across the country, the kickoff time, like in what the peak kickoff time changes. Like I'm going to Columbus next weekend, and that's like it's an early kick, and they're excited about it being an early kick. Like that's what they want. They want it to be an early kick because, like for Bobby Carpenter, that means big time game. And for us, in our mindset, early kick means you're probably headed to 6-6 or 7-5.
Yeah, it was interesting.
And then Dion was complaining about their late kick because they don't kick until 8 local time, so it's 10 Eastern time.
I mean, it is kind of crazy. It is a little crazy. That USC, I know Pac-12 After Dark. I guess I'm just getting older, though, because I tried and could not stay up for USC Arizona, and it was a good game, and I could not. What was I looking? What was I going to say? Oh, it was kind of interesting to hear some of the Big Ten guys. So on that rival show they do right before, Jake Butt and Joshua Perry do Red Corner, Blue Corner, and it's a Big Ten show, and they were kind of lamenting the early kickoffs a little bit, saying that, you know, they'd like to see some more of these stadiums at night and see how much juice they could get, how crazy they could get. Yeah. And so I think the boys are a little excited for that coming up.
Well, they should be. I mean, college football is better under the lights. I just think it is. I mean, the pageantry of college football, a lot of it is getting on campus, tailgating. And there's people that enjoy early games. I'm not saying you're wrong, but just for me, and maybe it's because I went to a school that fights for night games every single game if they possibly can. But it's just I love the all-day affair. I love getting on campus early and tailgating and catching up with friends and then, you know, finding your way to the stadium early. And by the time you leave, I mean, it's a full day. But I enjoy having a full day process there in Tiger Stadium.
Hey, no Rivers today. I misspoke. Bad communication on my part. She is doing kid stuff, so no Rivers today. But Pontoon Parlay's on, boys, okay? And I still have Taylor Swift takes that I want to get to. That Mario immediately assaulted me about as soon as I walked in the office this morning. So let's go to break, and when we get back, we'll break down more of hour 3. Let's start to craft the parlay, boys. Build the boat, fill up the engines, shine her up, get her ready to take her out on the lake this weekend, have some beers, have some fun, win some money, okay?
Look, I got one this week. You're not going to veto it either.
Ooh.
It's a good one.
Okay, again, I just want the record to show both my vetoes were.
You did too?
Yes,
That's true.
and both lost.
That's
I mean,
true.
both they were good
did.
vetoes is the point.
They did lose.
Both of them were bad calls. So there's that. I got one too. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com. You say it thrice, you get the deal so nice that you're only going to go back there ever for
that did not rhyme.
the rest of the time that you're alive and need cars or rentals or new Toyota certified used vehicles. We still get great warranty coverage. All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com. Go check out the deals today. Go check out the people. They're the absolute best. If you need a rent, maybe going on a road trip, even though LSU's finally going to start playing some home games. Miss Lee Sessions got you in that rental department. Also, Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I mean, you got a couple of different breaks coming up. Obviously, you want to go on a trip, maybe like fall break was just happening. So if you want to go on a trip and you want to rent that vehicle because you need something maybe bigger, or maybe you need something better on gas mileage, they've got you covered because the full fleet is available in that rental process that we tell you about every single day. So go to the website, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Click on rentals, find that price, find your vehicle for that trip, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Scoocha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644.
7 in the prep football season, and we get started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview presented by Brock. Got the Guy in Central kickoff at 7, and that's immediately followed by Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urgent Care. On YouTube, Your View and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Jake, you know what I love? Football. You know what else I love? Skull Axe Throwing, Baton Rouge's newest, hottest attraction, just opened up off a lead near Mike Anderson's. Over 10,000 square feet of axe throwing fun. So, date night, office event, girls' night, boys' night, beer, bar food, axes. It's time for a little opening salvo. Taking the form of what's the ticket? Try to guess what the highest and lowest tickets are in this weekend's slate of NCAA games. What we got?
Mario, can we get maybe like a little game show bed music? I know it's kind of, maybe should have told you that before we did this. But yes, it's a game that I like to play on Fridays, and it is What's the Ticket, and it is involving only at least one top 25 team, and it's what's the highest ticket in the country involving a top 25 team, and you probably guessed it. What's the lowest ticket involving a top 25 team? So let's go around the room. I'll start with lowest, and we'll get the best guesses and see if y'all are as smart as Bobby Carpenter, who is awful at this game. All right, let's start with the...
Oh, by the way, sorry. Last night's Western Union Houston game had $1 tickets.
$1?
$1 tickets.
Okay, wait, now...
Meaning that a McDonald's Sprite would cost more than a ticket to go watch the Dana Bowl.
Sprite, a Diet Coke,
Jake,
Dr. Pepper,
do both teams have to be in the top 25?
No, only one team has to be. It has to involve at least one team in the top 25. Let's start with the lowest ticket. All right, is it going to be Ohio State at Purdue? What about Syracuse at Florida State? Arkansas at Alabama? What about UMass at Penn State or Louisville at Pitt?
Oh, so we have to pick between those?
You have to pick, yes, because the answer's somewhere in there.
Louisville at Pitt.
Okay.
Penn State, UMass.
Okay.
I'll go OSU, Purdue. I feel like there's just not much going on there.
Bad choice, Taylor. Penn State's never going to be down there.
We're going to go from the highest to the lowest. At $19, Ohio State at Purdue.
Awful.
At $17, Louisville at Pitt.
Crap!
$13, Arkansas at Alabama.
What?
$11, UMass at Penn State. And for $8.
No, sorry, Taylor.
For $8.
Hey, I was closer than y'all, whatever.
Syracuse at Florida State.
I should have known it. That was my instinct.
If that
should
would
have
have
stuck with
been,
my instinct.
if that would have been at Syracuse, I would have picked
Should have
it. but-
stuck with my instinct. Good job, Emil. He nailed it. Cuse at FSU.
All right, let's go to the highest ticket. The highest ticket involving at least one top 25 team across the country. Is it USC at Notre Dame? Is it Texas A&M at Tennessee? Is it Oregon at Washington? What about the Auburn War Eagle traveling to take on the LSU Tigers? Or is it UCLA at Oregon State?
Ooh.
What was the first one?
USC at Notre Dame.
God, I got to feel like it's either that one or A&M.
I don't know, man. I feel like Washington.
I'm going to go A&M. Nah. Kiss.
Keep it simple, stupid.
USC Notre Dame.
Okay.
I think Washington. Washington's hype right now.
Okay.
All right. I was in between two, so I'll go Tennessee A&M because I was kind of with you.
Yeah, that's where I'm
All right,
at.
we'll go from the lowest to the highest. Coming in at $63, Auburn at LSU.
Yep.
Probably no surprise there, even though it's a sold-out game. $66 would get you into UCLA and Oregon State. Pretty nice price there.
Yeah. I mean, considering UCLA doesn't
Yeah.
have fans, for sure.
Yeah, at all. I don't even know if they exist.
Somebody had their best play of the weekend as the over in that game, and I'm like, man, that's a hell of a zag. Right?
Yes.
Like, you're really going off script, choosing the third best stuff rate defense in the country in UCLA and Oregon State, who's also salty, to go over like 54 or something.
By the way, the over-under in Wisconsin and Iowa dropped to 34.
Let's go. Jeez. I have to bet it now. I wanted it to drop so I could bet it.
Right. Coming in at
Even lower.
$96, USC at Notre Dame.
Should have known. Freaking LA.
$128, Texas A&M at Tennessee. And the winner is Mario, the only one that got one right today. $145 for Oregon at Washington.
Yeah, man. They got the high ranking. They got the star quarterback. They got the Ducks coming into town.
That's true. Tech money. It's the first time those two have ever both been ranked in the top 10. It's a 50,000 something square or 50,000 seat stadium somewhere, right? So that means
Husky Stadium's it's
no. But what I mean, it's like it's in the 50s, I believe, and so that's going to drive prices up for a big game. Limited supply, scarcity. It's economics, guys. Good call, Mark. Nice job.
Quack, quack, quack. Coming to town against the Huskies, man. I will be locked in to that game. I will watch every snap of that game.
What time is it again?
I don't even
2:30.
care.
It's a 2:30 ABC.
Yep.
I hate when big games line up with LSU because it's impossible for me to watch
and I was
them while
worried
I'm
that
at
one was
Don
going
Juan.
to.
I know.
Like that game might make an appearance in our parlay, but we'll see.
Ooh.
Maybe
You
not.
better be damn sure about. You better be damn sure about that game.
All right.
I mean,
I have no idea about that game.
you
That
better
game
be-
is as
you better
evenly
be-
matched as you can find.
Yeah, you
we're on
better
the
be
topic.
damn sure.
What happened to Penix Pump and all this?
Wow,
he's
no,
great.
but a lot of people are on Oregon. A lot of people love Oregon. I'm going Penix. I'm betting him with my heart. But Pontoon's about our brain.
Pontoon's about sharing the wealth.
Yeah.
All right, you're irrelevant to the Pontoon parlay, but we're on this game. I mean, y'all want to make picks for it? It's kind of 50-50. I mean, who do y'all like in that game?
I cannot get. So there's only two teams
Washington,
in the country.
Oregon, who you like?
Listen, there's only two teams in the country that have a top 10 offense and top 10 defense. One of those teams is Georgia. The other team that falls into that category,
Look at this tiny little middle finger right here.
the
bro.
Oregon Ducks.
Look at this tiny little thing right
I
here.
love Washington. I was on Washington before any of y'all were on
That's
Washington.
not even
last
true.
year,
It's
last
not
year I
even
wasn't
true.
on Washington.
I was on Washington from the time they played Michigan State last week. It was the first bet I ever won with Washington, and I was in love ever since. I was on Washington before you were.
Nah, bro.
Yes.
No, you weren't on that 7-game win streak last year. Okay?
Yes, I was.
You maybe, I don't know.
I was. As soon as they beat
Sure.
Michigan State, I felt like a genius. I chose them plus 14. My staff's pick 6. How's that?
I don't believe you. So
it's a very specific lie I would have just made up.
Oh, you're a really good liar.
That's kind of not. Kind of yes, kind of not. Anyway, sorry. I'm bigger Husky boy.
No, you're a Husker, bigger Husker.
I'm both. I'm bigger Husky and Husker boy. The problem is
Notre Dame was your team that you were big on.
So y'all are split. You're going to
I'm going
Oregon.
to
T-Bub going
He's
Washington.
going to Oregon. So
And I hate it.
He's sitting here trying to say that he loves
hate it.
Washington. He's going to Oregon.
Let's see
I
if we're
hate it,
still
but that
split.
defense, man, that defense for Oregon, I can't get away from it. I'm not saying they stop Washington, but I do think they
How
slow
about the
them down.
defense from the Huskies? Why is nobody talking about that? They're good too.
Mario?
It's
Sub
not
20
even-
per game.
Yeah, but it's not even close when you pair them up together.
Bruh, Oregon ain't played nobody. Wait, just wait until these three.
I want to be wrong.
Wait until these three receivers. What they about? What a Doomsday McMillan and Polk about to do, man?
I'm just
and get that Penix power at home.
All right, so y'all are
In front
split.
of
Are
the
we
real
split?
purple and gold.
Are we split?
Man, I'm going Washington. I have to.
We are split because I'm going Oregon as well. Jake, I love their defense, but honestly, look, he's one of my guys. I like the guy. I trust Bo Nix to win this football game. Penix has been great. He came up clutch in this game last year.
I'm about to say, who won it last year, Taylor?
Okay, I understand
Who won it
that.
in Eugene last
He did.
year?
He won it.
With big plays at the end.
Just saying that.
And then who got hurt and blew it like a little punk? Your king.
I don't think he blew it because he got hurt, but look, at Auburn he's made big time plays. At Oregon he's made big time plays. Penix was great last year, but I've seen Bo Nix do it time and time again. I'm going Oregon.
You said that like Taylor was Draymond and Bo Nix was LeBron.
Bo Nix do it time and time again
In
when
big
Penix
games
literally
and make clutch
did it.
throws?
When Penix literally did it to him last year, and they finished with a better record, 11-2. What are you talking about?
I just said
They won 12 in a row?
Penix did it last year. He may
Michael
have not
Penix
heard
is so
that part.
superior to Bo Nix that Bo's entire last name fits inside of Michael's. Think about that.
Okay.
You didn't think about that, did you, Taylor?
No, you didn't. That's
No,
actually
because
a
it's
really
not
good
a very
point.
relevant
It's a good point.
point.
It's a
but
great
I mean,
point. Thank you.
It's a great point.
great
Oregon 6th in total defense in the country. Washington 62nd.
There's another big difference as to why I would take them.
That's the only reason.
And look,
I'm taking them.
again, Penix is great.
I don't give
he
a crap
did
how
it
good
last
Oregon's
year.
defense is. They ain't going to do crap against this Washington team. And that's a fact, Jack.
That's not an opinion.
Yeah, that ain't no opinion. Straight fact. You got me
Please
so
save
mad
that.
I literally just called back to Uncle Si and Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, please save that today for off campus. Save that.
That
same,
ain't no opinion.
That same juice. Because I don't know where Bobby falls in that game. Actually, oh no, I'm not with Bobby today.
Also,
We got Neuheisel.
I love Bobby, but Bobby has really opened my eyes to the cowardice of the fans of some of the most consistent programs in college football. When I asked him about that Ohio State-Notre Dame game, and he basically said that he hated it because he hated the fight and the struggle within the game. Because he's so used to just rolling the ball out there and winning by 50.
Yeah.
Spit on your ground in front of you.
Neuheisel used to be the head coach at Washington, so I'm excited to talk about that game with him.
Oh, we got
today.
Coach Rick?
Yeah, he got Neuheisel.
There we go, baby. He knows. He knows what to do in that rainy Pac Northwest. All right. Question: which QB's loss helps JD5 Heisman odds more?
Wait, between Penix and Nix?
I think it's a wash. I think I think both are equal.
The
I think
Bodacious
it's actually-
campaign's been everywhere.
I think it's Penix, actually, because we were talking about it yesterday. Like, Nix's numbers are as good as anybody's in the country, but for whatever reason, he's not getting the same type of hype. And I feel like Penix is on more people's short list.
Is that true?
I feel like the
though?
Bodacious stuff's
What?
been everywhere.
Is what true? That he's not getting the same hype?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I feel like people aren't talking about him as much.
Maybe I'm wrong. And to be fair, I haven't even seen the Bodacious thing either.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I don't know how I've avoided it.
It's a banner on ESPN.com. Like, it'll pop up.
Huh. I've not seen it.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to go to the latest Heisman Trophy odds. I know Caleb Williams is one on one side, and I know that Penix, I believe, is the number one. Oh, Penix actually taking him over on multiple sites. So, Heisman Trophy winning odds right now. Michael Penix plus 220, Caleb Williams plus 250, Bo Nix plus 600, Dylan Gabriel plus 1,200, J.J. McCarthy plus 1,700, Jordan Travis plus 1,700, Drake May plus 2,000, Brock Bowers plus 2,500,
Yeah, I like
Jaden
that.
Daniels plus 3,000.
Bowers and Daniels, sneaky good value.
Carson
players.
Beck plus 4,500.
I don't like Beck, though, because Beck's not going to be the outlier. Like, if you take a Georgia Bulldog, I feel very passionately that they're going to take Bowers because I was looking up yesterday. Bowers is 19th in the country now in receiving yards per game at 90.
Yeah.
And he's the first tight end on the list. You got to go all the way down to Ibuka from Ohio State at like 90th in the country at 60 yards a game to find the next guy.
Yeah.
So he is an out, and the more and more they throw it, yes, Beck's numbers will improve, but Bowers should as well.
I like Dylan Gabriel plus 1,200. That's some pretty good value.
Yep. True.
Especially if they beat Texas again, because
Yeah.
the Big 12 championship's before the Heisman. So, like, if he beats Texas again and goes undefeated.
You're going to have to, though, because we're going to forget about Dylan Gabriel for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
So he's going to need to beat Texas again for sure. Whereas these Pac-12 quarterbacks about to be featured, man.
Yeah, they are. Every single week.
And JD will have a chance. JD will have a chance. I mean, you win the SEC, and all of a sudden, that's what I'm saying. So I
get to Atlanta even.
Yeah.
Like you said the other day, too.
Yeah, I think if you win the West, if you have a chance to get into Atlanta, but we see.
Well, yeah, if you win the West, you get to Atlanta.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm
you
an
are.
idiot. I was thinking.
I knew what you meant. New York.
Yeah, New York. All right. When we get back, let's put together this pontoon parlay here on OTB.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street. The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Tune in this Sunday as we bring you a trio of NFL games. We'll start with the noon kickoff, Washington Commanders at Atlanta Falcons, and then immediately following that, we'll take you to Patriots at Raiders, and then our nightcap, the New York Giants and Buffalo Bills. Tune in on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood. You only want to socialize, but I don't think we should. A spooky, scary skeleton shouts startling, shrilly screams. They'll sneak under sarcophagus and just won't leave you be.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Time for the Pontoon parlay, boys, and mine is easy. The board is speaking to me. Actually, I've had a couple good weeks. I'm not as in love with this board, but I am in love with this bet, and it's
I'm in love with this. Oh, let me check it again.
I'm in love with it. Just know that I'm in love with it. I just gotta look up one more thing. The actual spread.
You gotta stop. Make sure, look, you gotta stop eye hustling that side piece. You gotta go back to your love. Okay?
I want to make sure that I do have the most updated spread correct here because I've been talking about it all week. Okay, there it is. Yeah, and it is Notre Dame minus the 2.5. Notre Dame minus 2.5. Easy play. All right. Okay. A bunch of elements here. First off, bad weather.
Okay.
LA people are so soft.
Yes.
We saw the video the other day.
Grass.
It's in the 50s.
Not grass, it's turf now, right?
It's wet and sloppy. And as we said on Snaps yesterday, what do you do when it's wet and sloppy, boys?
You run the football.
You pound it, okay? And you pound it and pound it and pound it some more. Don't stop, okay? And that's what Estime is about
Literally
to do.
where my brain was going.
Exactly.
Same situation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You pound it. And they're going to, okay? And USC's soft. And they're going to take it because that's what USC does.
I loved, like, as a running back, I loved when it rained.
That's what I'm saying.
Pound
I think you're underestimating
whatever it was.
the Clorox sprayer for the punt returns. I mean, USC's getting acclimated to
remember
this
they
rain
dropped
this
all
week,
those.
T-Bob.
I know. And they did drop those, though, to be fair, with the Clorox
They're
sprayer.
preparing, though. They're not going to drop them in the game, though, guys.
Also, something that we mentioned going into Texas, Oklahoma last week, and this is not from me. It's from one of our guy Colin Wilson of the Action Network, that insane woo pig Fayetteville, Arkansas resident and fan who was an engineer that now makes money full time just gambling. Last week we talked about how Quinn Ewers was bad against the favorite coverages that Oklahoma like to play, and on the flip side, Dylan Gabriel was good against the coverages that Texas like to play. Same situation this week. Caleb Williams not been bad against anything, but what he's worse against is, I can't remember the exact coverage, but it's what Notre Dame likes to play, and Sam Hartman's been pretty good against what USC likes to play. I like Notre Dame here at home, bounce back spot. I know they're tired, but give me Pontoon parlay, Notre Dame minus 2.5.
All right, I'm going to go to Chapel Hill for my Pontoon parlay. I'm going to go UNC minus the 3 against Miami.
Yep.
You can't come back from what Miami had last week. That is devastating. Now, if you have a player that doesn't make a play, okay. But when a coach screws it up as bad as Mario Cristobal and that staff did, it is hard. What's the trust factor going to be? Oh, coach, really attention to detail? My ass.
Yeah.
We should have won that game, and we didn't because you're out there trying to run the football.
Agreed.
All right?
Agreed.
So I don't think that this is going to be a good week for them. The week of practice, they've been probably trying to overdo it and not focusing in on the actual matchup against UNC.
They're all trying to convince themselves that they're okay.
Yes.
Going out of their way to do so.
And I think UNC is the better football team anyways.
Yeah.
The game's at home. You're basically saying this is a pick'em, giving North Carolina the 3-point home bump.
Yep.
This should be, in my opinion, minus 7.5 for North Carolina. But it's only 3. Give me the 3. I like North Carolina against Miami in this one.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's go Tar Heels.
All right, what we got, boys?
All right, I like this one. If there's objection, I have a backup one. But Missouri is plus 2.5 at Kentucky. I like Missouri's offense a lot still. I think they just kind of got outdone by Jaden Daniels last week, and I think they're just a better football team than Kentucky.
What's your backup, and let's just compare the two and see where we're
my
strong.
backup.
So I don't hate Mizzou.
My backup
Lexington at night.
I don't hate Mizzou, though.
They burned me recently, but Wazoo's favored by 7.5 against Arizona. Arizona is going to be burnt out after the USC game.
I don't like Arizona.
I don't love either one of those.
Okay.
I actually
no.
I think I like Mizzou more.
Yeah,
I think I like Mizzou more than the Washington
I'll ride
State.
with Brady Cook, and he like.
I mean, are y'all with that logic though? Like they have a really good quarterback.
The only thing that I'm thinking about, because yes, I think better football team Mizzou. Lexington at night is good. It's really good. It's very underrated.
I'm a little worried about that, even though the vibes around Kentucky are pretty horrible right now.
They're a different team at home than they are on the road, though.
Yeah, that is true. Look what happened to Florida when they went in there.
Yeah.
And the only thing that just concerns me is just still like, am I crowning Mizzou because what I saw them do against LSU? But then I'm like, no, they played really good all year. So, no, look, I want an underdog in here. I don't want an all favorite here, right? I mean, the all favorite parlays, so I like Mizzou plus 2.5. I'll let it in the parlay.
No, I like it because, like, what did Mizzou? Mizzou's only issue is that they could not stop Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
And y'all can hate this or not, the more we go, the more this looks accurate. Devin Leary's not a good quarterback, so I'm going with Mizzou. I like that.
Mizzou's run defense is gonna have to show up.
Yeah, because Ray Davis is that dude.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
He's completing. Devin Leary's
That's
completing 54% of his passes this year.
Yeah, I would have said it was worse.
Yeah, 54%.
That might be the biggest shock in the SEC to me. Is how bad he is.
Yeah. I think we're seeing
him
now.
do it at a high level.
I think we're seeing
SEC.
now that 2021 was probably his outlier.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
honestly, at NC State, other than 2021, it wasn't that great either. His career completion percentage is 58.
Yeah, 21 though. He's a baller.
Yikes.
All right, Taylor, what you got?
I'm gonna go with the Louisville. They are a 7.5 point favorite at Pittsburgh. Pitt is 1-4. They've looked really bad, and Louisville looks like they might be one of the best teams in the ACC.
Yeah, I like this. I like this actually. I think that I think Pitt's bad. Just straight up. Where you at, Jake?
Can they handle success?
It feels bad not having an over-under in here, to be honest.
You gonna go Wisconsin, Iowa?
No, not in the parlay. Not in the parlay.
Real sicko moment.
I will bet it, but not in the parlay. No, but you know what I did see, Jake, and this is probably good omen. It resurfaced this week. The old XFL clip with Jeff Brom, where they're like, "How are you playing in this game right now after taking that hit 6 days ago?" And he says, "Well, let me ask you two things. First, is this or is this not the XFL?
Yep.
Right? Second, do I or do I not have a pulse? Let's play some football. Yeah. Let's go, boys. Pontoon parlay set. Notre Dame minus 2.5. UNC minus 3. Mizzou plus 2.5. Some close games here, boys. And then Louisville minus a 7.5. Pontoon parlay officially taking sail. Smash the wine bottles. Godspeed, gentlemen. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
More to be. Close down the show. Oh, real quick. Active Baton Rouge. Go to activeBR.com. Pretty cold in here right now. Definitely got that Accutemp. Crank it up because they got all your AC, heat, and electrical needs you want. Accutemp. Ask about the Star Club membership, which is a great way of having them take care of everything for you. I mean, they literally just come out and check your home without you needing to be involved at all. It's awesome. And it helps you avoid any catastrophic, really big issues down the road. You stay on top of things. There's just a level of customer service that is going to blow you away. Oh, get it? When you work with Accutemp. Service to the highest degree is not just a funny slogan. They mean that. They live by it. Look at the reviews online, Jake.
They are great. The internet hates everything, T-Bob.
Yep.
Do you know what they love?
Accutemp.
Accutemp. You're going to know exactly who's coming to your home. You know why?
Yeah.
It's in a profile.
I can tell you.
Whole deal. What was the last one you had? Enjoyed woodworking.
He loves woodworking, and he loves his two children.
That's called attention to detail, Mario Cristobal. And they have that at Accutemp.
Yeah,
Accutemp
shout
VR.
out my guy Donald Pritchett. They sent a picture, and I learned that he loves woodworking and being with his two children. Shout out Donald, man. I see how woodworking could be very zen, for sure. And creating stuff is fun. All right, more.
Don't take up woodworking, T-Bob. That'll just be the next thing that you.
I've thought about dabbling in woodworking, but if I'm going to do that, I'm just going to go back to painting miniatures. That's kind of checking the same box.
Skateboarding.
Chess is still always there, though. Chess never goes away. It's still a daily activity. I just wax and wane on how much I'm watching it or studying or trying to get better. But I always play it. Even though Retro Bowl College took over Colorado, they got me with 3 D linemen on the roster, and it's way harder to cut guys in the college game. And we never get to stop. I mean, I'm wasting 3 roster spots, and they don't get a single. I'm playing on hard. They don't get a single stop. We started 0-4, and then we had a big upset of number 11 Oregon. Okay, so we're starting and then we lost the next game.
Right.
But hey, it was a good upset. It was a good upset.
Ah.
All right, when we get back, close another show, another week. Y'all have a great. Well, hang out. We'll see you next.
Yeah, hold on.
OTB.
Wait a minute.
OT.
Don't go nowhere.
AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com, or if you got to leave, go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge today and go check out the selection right there on site, or AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com, where you can look at what they have to offer you, some of the great deals. Remember, military veterans, recent graduates, always got great deals going down for you. Whether you're looking to buy new, used, or just rent, All-Star is your answer. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Hey, maybe you're going to, let's say, Houston for the Saints game this weekend, and you're like, got a couple of extra people and got some extra luggage. Our car's not big enough. Our vehicle's not big enough to make the trip. Well, that's okay, because you can go rent that Toyota. You can pick it up tomorrow, have it for Sunday, and you can bring it back on Monday, because it's per-day rental prices over at All-Star, and like you're going to go in there and you're going to get whatever you need. Is it a Sequoia, Sienna, whatever? They're going to have you covered. Go to the website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We have truckloads of inventory rolling in at Corval Toyota in Opelousas. And you can take advantage of 3.99% financing on select 2023 models. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Running Bart's marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Board's marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
So join me for a Football Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Preston Guy talking Tigers, and Katie George from ESPN on LSU and Auburn. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I just tweeted out the Pontoon parlay. If anybody wants to come set sail, have some beers, have some fun in the sun, have some cold Coors Light, maybe some Fizzy Hard Seltzer, maybe some Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Shout out Coors Light. Gonna drink some Coors later tonight for sure. Bustin' makes me feel good. Time for Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Fizzy Hard Seltzer, Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Also, remember, we put the Pontoon Parlay on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Go download the app today if it's your first time. Use the promo code Baton Rouge, all one word. You bet $5 on an NFL game. You get $200 in bonus bets instantly. How great is that? And remember, for the entire month of October, it's not just new customers, but all customers. So if you've been riding with the DraftKings Sportsbook app, they got great game day sweeteners going down all the time. The crown is yours. Go check out the new DraftKings Sportsbook here in Baton Rouge, like the actual live sportsbook, and let's have us some fun. Must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football. Terms. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER 1-800-426-3537. All right, here we go. Ask the Bench. Favorite Halloween costume as a kid?
Ninja Turtle. Michelangelo.
I like the Scream, like the original, just mask. I enjoyed wearing that.
Ghostface is a good mask.
A gangster. I had a black and white pinstripe suit. I had the old Thompson machine gun. It was cool. Didn't keep the Thompson machine gun by my shower, but I did have it.
I like that you're calling it a Thompson instead of, the more colloquial
Tommy gun.
Tommy gun.
Yeah.
It is Thompson, though, technically.
No, that's what I'm saying. It just feels very official. It's like calling it a breast.
Same. Yeah, a lot of people would make that call,
I don't know that nothing's jumping out of my head right now. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah.
I guess Power Rangers one time I really liked.
Ah, come on, Tia. Like, I know you had a unique costume for sure. You love costumes.
I have the one that I think is very funny, where I thought I was supposed to be like a French resistance fighter, and I was just in camo with a beret, and it looked like I was like, I don't know. It did not look like a fighter. I looked very soft. I'll send the picture. It's very funny. Ask the Bench. Did Brian Kelly feel the scooch and say, chowder weather? Potentially, yes. Ask the Bench.
The password is New England clam chowder.
I do love clam chowder, to be fair. If you were a pro wrestler, what would be your entrance song? When the Levee Breaks would be mine.
I don't know. Generation X was so good. Their
True.
theme song.
Break it down. Sharp Dressed Man by ZZ Top.
Okay, hell yeah.
I'm a go-getter, Lil Wayne.
Favorite version of GTA?
Vice City.
Jose,
One I played the most, without question. The soundtrack's incredible.
Jose Alvarado.
I've never actually played any of them all the way through. Liberty City, I probably played the most back in the day with Vice City as well. I did like GTA 5 quite a bit, though. Never played online. Even though that's the most single profitable piece of media ever made now.
Ask the Bench, did you see the body language from the Pelicans in their preseason game yesterday? Because
No,
it
did they win?
was awful.
Was it Jay
Why?
Cutler
They
level?
lost. They were just loafing
I
around.
mean, they lost. I know they lost. I shouldn't.
Oh, lollygagging?
Yeah, especially Zion.
Don't like any
Now
lollygagging.
that I don't believe. Never in a million years would I have thought that would be the case.
That is disappointing here, but I'm in such a good mood. I'm not going to.
Was he smiling,
I
though?
didn't hear what you said.
Just watched the
He
clip.
said Zion was.
I
lackadaisical.
did hear what
Oh,
you
I see what
said,
you
but
said.
I didn't hear
Joshua
what you said.
Piper
Block out
asked
the
the
noise.
bench, are you going to be aroused today? I'll be out there 3 to 5. You want to come hang out?
Oh, nice.
Ask the Bench.
Give me the gift card.
Is Mario? No. We all have our. We're not going to talk Pelicans. Get upset here. We're all very excited. Zion's going to dominate.
We have a game tonight that I would have put in the Pontoon parlay, but we have a hard and fast rule now: no Friday games.
Colorado.
I
like them minus 10.5 with Travis Hunter coming back.
Yeah, at home.
Yep.
Stanford's bad. Bad.
Ask the Bench favorite Fleshlight brand. I like the Angela White one. I don't know
Always
the
buy mine
company.
used.
Yeah, like off eBay.
Yeah, I get them used.
They can be
Garage sales
expensive.
mainly. Garage sales, you can find some good
A
deals.
little peer-to-peer interaction.
Yeah.
I feel like. Well, you kind of want to know the person who you're buying it off of. It just makes it's superior.
Let's go Wildcats. Beat Central. Beat Catholic.
Yeah, beat Catholic. I agree. Y'all have a great day. See you tomorrow. Weekend.
OTB. OT.
See you on Monday. We love you all. Come sail with us. Come sail away on the pontoon.
Fly with me.
parlay.
Let's fly away.
Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com, where you're going to see the difference, guys. Go into Patient Plus. I know it's cold's flying around my family right now. I'm dodging that thing like the plague. Shout out.
Like the Matrix.
Exactly. I've been doing a lot of shadow boxing. Ooh, get out of here, cold. But if I do come down with it, I know where I'm going. I'm going to maybe go get a steroid shot thumb for Patient Plus Urgent Care. Ask about the membership when you're in there, patientplusuc.com.
If T-Bob's trying to box that cold away and his tiny hands can't block it out and he gets that cold, Patient Plus is there for him. There's going to be a location that's convenient for him in that Baton Rouge area. That's what they're all about over at Patient Plus. Convenience. They are there for you in that inconvenient time. So find that location that is near you. Walk-ins always welcome. You can schedule an appointment online, patientplusuc.com. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.